You ever wonder what makes a great gamer? Great gaming is not only about cheering on our teammates, but also being there to pick us up when we're down.
Guardian down!
We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on three things: community, news around the gaming industry and Destiny 2, and thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Down Cast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 268 of Guardian Down Cast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. In this episode, I have an old friend returning to talk with us tonight. He's a dual podcaster who hosts the Pal World podcast and also co-hosts the Blueberry Lounge podcast. Even though he's frequently caught playing with his pals, he also plays Destiny 2. And he and I are going to catch up tonight as my guest co-host for this week and just see what he's been up to lately. After we catch up, Native Radio requested that I test his Twitch reflexes in our fast fire question and answer segment we call, oh yeah, it's back, the speed run, with a twist. Then I wanted to have a real discussion with him in my topic of the week segment of the show about something that's kind of hitting home to us Destiny players this week. I'll go over the highlights of this week in Destiny. And Uncle Scumdeath returns in yet another Scumdeath's Corner. Oh yeah, we'll be answering some questions from our community as well. Finally, I'm thinking we're going to need some music. We haven't had some music in a while, so I think we're going to add a couple songs to our Guardian Downcast show playlist, and we'll do that before we leave tonight as well. Really looking forward to this one, so let's roll.
Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian Downcast. Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian Downcast and see what pics and reels Todd the Gator and his podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website too. Just visit guardiandowncast.com, where you can find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating or review, search for any past episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show, where we'll also have random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. Our community thrives on interaction, so get involved and check us out. And later, Guardian.
All right, Native. How you been, man? Let's catch up a little bit here. I mean, I know you've been doing the Pal World podcast. I think you're on episode 4. Is it 20? Episode 20? How many episodes you got now?
Close. 27. We just recorded and published 27.
Yeah, I was listening to your trailer, man. It was really cool. I know nothing about this game. I'm not a Pokemon guy. So, I mean, just off the bat, I guess I'm going to just hit it with you right off the bat here. What is it about this game, man, that made you switch from Destiny 2 player to a dual player now in Pal World? What is up with this game, man? What is it? What's got you hooked?
Well, I got to tell you, saying I'm just a Destiny 2 player, that kind of, I've always been kind of a multi-type game type person. You know, I played a lot of different things. I dove into Destiny, really more because I was starting to get into the content creation scene, you know? So it's I got to pick one and run with it. And I had chose Destiny, and I still choose Destiny. Just Destiny is still a fun game to me, as much as I don't play it as much as I used to. But Pal World, I don't know, man. There's just something about it. It's fun. It's unique. It's different. It's something you can just totally chill out to, play some music or throw on a podcast and just kind of vibe out, you know? At times it can get kind of crazy with certain battles and things like that, but majority of the time it's a little bit more passive and just something that's kind of just fun to do, you know? Like I said, I feel like everybody always needs their chill game.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying? You have your hardcore games where you're running and gunning, you're hyper focused and all that, and you need that chill game where you can have a drink or two and chill out.
Now is Pal World, is this a single player game? Or can you play co-op with others, or is it PvP?
So yes, and yes.
Oh, okay.
So you can just, if you wanted to do your own thing, you can
Okay.
totally do your own thing, have your own private or your own server, right?
Right.
Your own thing, like
Right.
unpaid for
Okay.
or anything like that. You can just play at your leisure. When you log off, the world logs off as well.
Okay.
Or you can do what we have right now in Powerwall Podcast is I pay for hosted servers, private dedicated servers.
Okay.
That are hosted by a third-party service. I use Indifferent Broccoli as the hosting service, and we got a Steam version as well as an Xbox server.
Okay.
So we have 2 servers going right now, and it's open world, play together. Somebody logs on. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? You need help with this? Cool. You need resources? I got you. I got plenty of those. I got plenty of wood, stone, whatever the case is. And then with the PvP, last little thing that you asked about, they added PvP, and it's not like you can, like a queue or a finder for PvP. There's a place on this giant map that you can go to and be like, hey, let's go fight each other. And then you go to this point in the map on this little island, this remote island, and you load in together. You have 3 pals apiece and you and your weapons and fight each other in a, like kind of a Coliseum type environment.
Is it turn-based or is it just like release them?
No. There's no turn-based in this.
Okay. It's just like
it's
you let
completely live
you
action.
let your pals go and they fight each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pals go, you go too. Like that's
okay.
the thing about this game that I like. It's like, it's compared to Pokemon a lot, right? Which Pokemon is turn-based.
Right.
And, you also, it's just Pokemon v Pokemon. Like, this is like pals destroying pals or the tamer, right?
Okay.
At the same time. And also the tamers are running around and shooting guns, shooting rocket launchers, shooting, machine guns, shooting flamethrowers that they added. Like,
jeez.
Yeah, it's a ball.
It sounds like a lot
It's
like
very
Destiny because you
open.
can play with someone and just you can join someone anywhere. You can play by yourself and just chill or do whatever you want, or you can play PvP. I can see the appeal of it now. I just was never into Pokemon. My son,
we got a good community.
Thing. Yeah.
I think that's the big thing is we have a really good community over there. PP Pipe, a fan of the show here and, recent, guest, I believe, is on there as well. We have just a good solid group. The Discord's growing. We hit over 100 members a month ago. I don't know where we're at right now, but it's not massive, but it's a good group that is active and engaging and helping each other out, figuring out things too. Cause it's a game that's still in its preview, right? So there's still a lot of unknowns. Okay. So everybody's trying to figure out this and that, the other, and it makes for good podcasting content as well. Once we figure something out.
How is, are you doing any YouTube content for it or any shorts or anything like that for Power World?
I've done a couple. Okay. I've done a couple, man. I'll be honest, the YouTube thing, I miss it, and I do have that itch right now to really dive back in.
Me too, man.
But I just haven't really had the time.
It's
the time
timing.
to edit and all that, and Twitch is easy. So I've been doing more streaming. Yeah. Because Twitch, you ain't got to no editing, you go live and then you shut it off and it's done, Yes. That's one thing. But yeah, I do have the itch to get back into YouTube.
I hope you do, man. I really liked your Destiny channel you made. That was pretty cool. Making builds and stuff. I love talking to you about that too on the Destiny Help Desk. I remember that was a great episode. But, I guess apart from Power World, have you played any Destiny this week at all or in this last couple of weeks since Act 3 came out?
No. Oh, I take that back. I played a single comp match today with Fluffy. Me and Fluffy played one comp match. Yeah. And then we jumped into Black Ops 6 beta. So we're doing that.
Oh, whoa. I haven't done the beta yet. You gotta tell me. What do you think, man? What do you think about the beta? I'm actually getting the Call of Duty itch, man. I can't believe I'm saying this. I swear
this weekend, man, it is free open beta right now. So
I heard that.
You need to download it. You need to try it because I have not enjoyed the last few years of Call of Duty at all.
Either.
This one though, man, that itch, it'll scratch it. It feels good.
Time to kill decent. It's not like
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my biggest
You'll
fear.
like it. I'm telling you, man. Okay. Let me know when you hop in because we were all playing today. Yeah. I had me, Fluffy, Sweaty, and Money Monty. We were all running around playing. It was a good time.
Awesome, man. I definitely keep seeing the previews. I actually ordered. I went ahead and I guess you could say I pre-ordered the new Space Marine game coming out. That just looks like so much fun, man. I know it's third person, but you know what kind of vibes I get from it? I get those vibes of me playing a player game with mobs coming at you. Dynasty Warriors. I get that Dynasty Warriors feel. Oh. Third person, you're not, instead of slinging a sword, and you do have swords and stuff you can bash skulls with, but it's all about big guns and stuff. And I'm like, man, that just looks really good. And I hope I'm not eating my words here. And once I try it, it's like total crap. But just from the early streamers that have gotten the early copies to play it, even True Vanguard's been playing it. They look really good. Look really good, man. So, I've never played Warhammer, not a Warhammer player, but there is a whole shop in downtown Orlando, a retail operation that is dedicated to Warhammer, all the Warhammer series. There must be a big following for this game, man.
No, there has to be, man. I've seen the same thing where did I see it? In Portland, Oregon.
Really?
I saw an actual Warhammer store.
Yeah, that's what it was.
A plaza. There was a Walmart. There was all these other supercuts and all that.
This was in a high end mall too. This was in a high end area of town. And we were just walking, we just went to, I think we went to Cheesecake Factory and we just came out of the movie. And I'm like, let's walk around a little bit. And I couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped. I said, this isn't a GameStop. This just has Warhammer only stuff. It's got the figurines and all the collectible stuff in there, and it was closed. But we were looking through the window and I'm like, man, this must be a really big game. And that's kind of what gave me the impetus to try it out, to go ahead and try the game out. I didn't buy the deluxe $150 one. I just bought the base game, and I'm going to give it a fair shake, man. I am. Cause now that we're in that phase of Destiny where Final Shape is winding down, we're going to have more time to try other games. And like you said, you don't want to be tied to one game. I think that's one of my goals this year is, I'm going to do a lot more things in Destiny, but I'm also going to play more games this year. It's time, man. It's time for me to quit looking at the title screens and then flipping it off and going back and playing a Destiny game. I just can't do it. I mean, I've got so many games in my backlog. It's just time to, and I keep adding more. I'm keep making it worse for myself, but
it's a good thing.
I've got the raid race tomorrow with FUD in the afternoon, and that's going to be fun. I'll show you my costume before I leave. Wait till you see the costume I got for tomorrow. But,
what time is that race?
It's at 1 p.m. and I got the date. I said Saturday, September 6th in the last show. Well, I guess I don't know how calendars work because it's actually Saturday, September 7th. So I'm going to put it in the announcements in our Discord tomorrow just to remind people about it. But, it should be a lot of fun, man. Me and FUD both have, we're both bringing some costumes we're dressing up, man. It's a UK raid race. We're dressing up. And let's just say.
Are you guys both streaming?
Let's just say, I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I know it's Elmer Fudd Games on Twitch. I know he's going to do it. I might stream it. I'll ask him first because I don't want to step over his channel. But if people want that YouTube option, and maybe I'll save it, for later to put on my channel for just funsies. But, dude, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I've never done a commentary, like a guest commentary thing. And, I'm looking forward to doing it. And it's a raid race. I know my raids. So, going to be 3 teams, 3 raids. In 3 hours. That's the theme to it. So we'll see how it turns out. But,
it's going to be fun. I'll tune in for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
There.
You always pop into my streams, by the way. Thanks for that, dude. I appreciate that support.
I will be there to troll more than.
I know. It's okay. You can troll all you want, man.
That's what I do.
Wait till you see my mullet tomorrow.
When you're good at something, you just go with it. You know what I mean?
Man.
And
you gotta.
That's what I gotta do. Oh, man.
What about,
it's cool that you have a backlog of games, though. Like that's good. And you know what makes it even better is me sitting there and playing these other games over the past month or so, jumping into comp today with Fluffy. Like it felt fun.
Makes you appreciate it. Makes you appreciate it, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I was like, man.
Yep.
And like even playing other games, I feel like it even makes your aim that much better.
It does.
And you're like, oh man, okay, I'm on point right now for some reason. I haven't played this game in 2 weeks and I'm hitting headshots, no problem.
It's a good trainer for playing in Destiny because Destiny's, it is a little bit slower than Call of Duty. Cause let's face it. The thing about Call of Duty 2 is this is the one thing I hate about Call of Duty and games like Battlefield and stuff. There's no all the time radar. So it's not encouraging a fight. It's not, the players aren't magnetizing together. It's not drawing players together. Instead, a lot of people camp, hide behind bushes, and you hear about it all the time. You run through an opening and you get shot in the back. And in the kill cam, you just see the guy sitting there smoking a cigarette and then boom, hits you in the back and just goes back to sitting back in the same spot. I hated that stuff, man. It made at least when I play Call of Duty, it made the play so passive. Everybody, especially in hardcore games, when one shot would kill you, we would just cover our sight lines as a team, and we would just hold down an area. And we'd have, of course, one person in the back that was the best player in the team, always barked all the orders out, but we were always the front man that took the bullet first. But, jeez, man, I'm getting those memories back, those old Call of Duty map. I still dream of Call of Duty maps to this day. Of me jumping back in and playing.
BO6, man.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to at least, I'll play, even if I just download it, play a couple of games and just delete it off my hard drive. I'm going to do it. I'll probably do it Sunday before I'm editing, but man, it's football season, man. What do you think? We just did our GDC draft. How do you think you did, man?
That's the thing. Like, unfortunately, when the draft was going live, I was able to pick my first player, right? Oh. And so first off the board, I grabbed Justin Jefferson. Of course, he's for when he's amazing, right?
And they got a new quarterback. But Minnesota does. So
Phil, he's gonna contribute a lot, more than last year, the year before. But like, I had to drive to Vegas to pick up my wife. So
that sucks.
I had to auto draft the rest of it, as well as the 10-man one as well. So
I hear you, dude.
yeah, but that's cool. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. And it makes me more start doing that moving and shaking and trades and stuff like that,
Well, I got Rashid Rice. He did good for me last night. He was good. He was my number one pick. He really paid off last night. I think I got 18 points from him. He did really good. So, I mean, that's not explosive. It's not explosive
on that
points.
Last play.
Yeah, it was, but they almost tied it. I mean, his foot, it was a toe.
I wanted the Chiefs to lose. I know. The tip of the toe. Not even a full toe, bro. His toenail. He didn't cut his toenails enough.
Whoever has Likely.
If he had cut his toenails before the game, he might have got that.
Whoever has Likely as their tight end is going to do really well this year. Oh, I think he's going to be. Yeah. He's going to be good this year. I'm a little jealous. Not going to lie. I'm a little jealous, but yeah, that was fun. We did our Guardian Downcast, fantasy football draft, last weekend. I did my in real life one with my bowling buddies. It takes like 4 hours, man. These guys are sitting there drinking beer, and the drunker they get, the slower they are to pick. And I'm like, come on, man. I've already got my next 5 picks ready to go. I'm ready to go here. Let's go. And they're just, it's just painful. And it's like a 14 player. It's a big league. It's a 14 team league. So, and I was like second to last pick. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, football's back, man. I'm excited. I was watching football last night. I was like, hell yeah, man. I love NFL football. And don't even talk about the Gators. They're just, I don't know what the Gators are. I mean, when Miami Hurricanes beat the Gators, it's just a sad week. They didn't beat us. They just pummeled us. They got some good players. They're ranked this year. So anyway, this isn't an NFL or this isn't a football podcast, but I just want to bring that up.
Don't get me on that.
I'm telling you, we can get into it.
I will not stop.
Anything else you've been doing this week, man? I know I played comp with Warcry. I play every Monday after my bowling league, and it's been a lot of fun, man. We've had good times. We've had people jump in and just bullshit with us while we're hanging out, and still haven't got the role I'm looking for, my PvE or my PvP role with that the auto rifle. Let me just pull them up here. That way I can not have to keep guessing at weapons. I love that it's an auto rifle, especially with the new artifact perks for auto rifles for Act 3. Really good. But the riposte, still looking for my destabilizing rounds and, what is it? Destabilizing and, it's the two void, cause I play void. I play a void walker hunter. She's almost said the wrong word. Warlock. And, destabilizing, and I think it's the one that debuffs.
The one that matches with it.
I'm trying to know what that's called.
Destabilizing rounds and so repulsor brace.
Thank you. Destabilizing rounds, repulsor brace. That's it. I'll add that in like we absolutely knew what we were talking about. I'll make us look smart. Right. We're smart.
Hell yeah.
All right, but what else, man? What else you been doing this week? You play some comp?
A little bit like we had talked in pre-show, just work, like taking on 2 different jobs, 2 hats at the same time, both at 2 different levels. So it's been crazy. I've been basically becoming the best way I can describe it is like, think of a department store, right?
Yeah.
And I took the job to become a department lead, like of a certain department of the store. Okay. And at the same time, they want me to be the store manager to take over all the departments.
Okay.
So I'm running both hats. But the department that I have, as much as there's good people in there, they've had a lack of leadership for a while and training. So I've been hard-nosed focused on getting them up to speed, up to the level of where I think is proficient.
What's the game plan?
It's been a balance.
What's the end game for this?
Well, I'm going to take over obviously for the entire thing.
Okay.
And it's just waiting on contractual type shit with the Army. Oh, sorry.
You want to
didn't mean to cuss.
Fuck it. You can say what you want.
Okay.
Just for people who did not listen to the last episode you were on where we interviewed you, which I'll get that show number. I'm gonna get that show number right now. What is it you do again? Just so people remember what it is.
I work now as I work for the Army, basically at National Training Center. Their National Training Center is one of the few CTCs in the world, and it's the crown jewels is what they call it of training. So we bring in brigades from other posts all over the U.S. As well as coalition forces from other countries to train with the U.S. Army, and then we put them into a campaign, basically. Like if we were related to like video games, like a campaign, there's scenarios and they fight against an opposing force, which is a group of soldiers that are stationed here.
Mm-hmm.
And our job is to sit there and kind of monitor what they do and how they do things, how they conduct their operations, and find where their weaknesses are and their strengths, and basically create products that we deliver to senior military officials. And we work with them on ground as well, and just help basically make brigades stronger, more lethal, more capable.
That's badass.
What
a job,
That's
man.
basically all it is, man.
What a job. You play strategy games in real life. Who can beat that? I mean, come on, man. It's like you're playing a big game of Battlefield and you got all these live stats, I'm sure, streaming to you all the time, probably from systems you have on the field, right? Some are sensors and stuff. They give you real-time feedback and stuff. Man, that's badass.
Yeah. Everything's GPS tracked.
I'm not jealous at all, man. No, not at all. Yeah, that sounds like fun as hell, man. By the way, that episode that we originally, he's been on several times, but his original interview with us, by the way, was episode 164. Weapon crafting is for dummies. I don't know how I came up with that title. Something we said probably that back when we recorded it, September 12th, 2022. GuardianDowncast.com. Just hit episodes, search for all episodes, and just type in 164 and it'll pop right up for you. But yeah, I love it.
It's crazy. It's almost 2 years ago.
I'm telling you, man, it's nuts. But no, don't get me wrong. Now, you've been on our show several times. You did my top 10 last time with me, man. We had a great time doing that.
That was
we had
great.
like top 10 movies and top 10. That was fun as hell. I had a great time doing that. So,
yeah. Matrix wasn't in my top 10.
Dude, I cannot. Listeners, this man right here has told me, you didn't hear it because it was in pre-show, that he has not seen the original Matrix movie from 1999. What am I supposed to think about that? How am I supposed to think about that?
I have not seen the whole thing. I think I watched the first like 10 minutes and fell asleep.
That's so good, man. Just make sure you're wide awake, Nick. It's good, man. I was watching, the latest, Revelations, I think it was called. The one that I remember everyone hated. I said, let me watch it back again. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad one. Yeah. But, it's entertainment. Screw it. It's Neo.
You know how the whole thing came up with this Matrix talk recently, just a couple days ago with my son. Saying like, oh damn, yeah, I've never actually really watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Was because I had asked him randomly, because I think I saw like, I don't know, a meme or something like that. Hey, would you take the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah.
And he's like, are you talking about like from the Matrix? I was like, I don't know.
It's always the red pill. The blue pill means, the blue pill basically means you stay in the simulation. Life goes on as normal. You're in a dream state.
Yeah.
But if you take the red pill, all shit's going to break loose. All of a sudden you're going to be flying through mirrors. You're going to wake up in a tub of, umbilical fluid, basically, where have breathers and tubes all attached to you, where you're producing electricity for the machines. That's all I'm going to tell you. But I can't believe you haven't seen that movie in full. Unbelievable.
But when he had told me that,
yeah,
and then I had to like Google it and research it right there. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what it is. Because I was sitting there thinking red pill, blue pill. I was thinking Alice in Wonderland. I felt like there was the same thing, right?
It's about it. It probably has parallels
or something.
Probably has parallels to Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure they took some I'm sure they took some of the story from Alice in Wonderland and plugged it in. But dude, that movie blew me away back in 1999. It's when my daughter was born. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I did see the new Netflix movie Union. Oh, it's a new Netflix. Yeah. It was like an action comedy movie. It's got Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry in it. Halle Berry is like an old flame of his, and she's a spy, and that's all I'm going to say. But, you know, Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 38%, Metacritic 44%. I mean, it 5.4 on IMDb. It's not the greatest movie. It's kind of what I would call like junk food. You know, it's late at night, you're hungry, you don't really feel like cooking anything up, so you just go to the pantry and just grab a box of something. That's what the Union was to me, but it was okay. Rings of Power season 2 on Prime Video's out, and I gotta admit, it's better than the first season. It's definitely got a better start. I'm into the third episode of that. That's getting better too. My wife and I are starting to watch 2 shows on HBO. The Wire. Never saw The Wire. It's really cool seeing The Wire because, you got all these young stars that are just huge now. That started way back then. This is a 90s cop show. And another one called Industry, which is in several seasons now, and it's going to be real good. I mean, I saw all 9 seasons of Suits, and I was so sad when Suits went away. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Only 10 episodes in season 9? What's going on? There's usually 16 episodes. It caught me by surprise. My wife was like, you're so sad. You don't have a show to watch anymore. All right. So
Suits is amazing.
That was
man.
a great.
God,
that was a great recommendation.
The last couple of seasons, it's not the same. Obviously,
no, you can tell it was later.
Those two there, without Meghan Markle, well as because the whole like vibe between Harvey and his protege,
it's just so well written, so intelligent, man. And you start thinking like a lawyer. You're
Suits
like
over and over again.
Yes,
probably 3. Maybe 4 times.
Really?
I might be on my 4th time now, rewatching it. Yeah, because it's so like a sleep show. Throw it on.
It is.
Let it play.
Yeah, it's a great show to watch before you go to bed.
I will still sit there and laugh between their interactions.
Of course.
Like, it's just too good, man.
The only thing I kept thinking is, wait a minute, Meghan Markle is with a prince right now. So when is she going to be sashaying out? Because it's got to be getting to that point where because she's got kids and stuff now. So I'm like, when did she break off from the show? And of course I found out toward the end there, but, man, what a great show. I was talking about poor Hammer Crasher. I was in the mod chat and I was talking about one of the episodes like in 2015, man. We're talking like year 2 of Destiny here. And he's like, dude, spoilers. I'm like, really? 2015? I can't, I'm just now watching it too. So, but,
great show.
It was
awesome thing for you guys listening. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix.
It's really good.
You got all the seasons on there. It's worth it. Louis Litt is one of my favorites. I hated him for the first couple of seasons, and he became one of my favorites.
Who is this?
Louis.
I love Louis. See, this is a thing, man. This is what Destiny needs to do. You start learning all the different sides of each character of the plot of the show, and you start having an appreciation for them as a human being. Once you understand all the facets of their personality, then you totally understand why he flies off the handle and is real reactive to stuff. And that's not good as a lawyer, it's not a good trait to have. But with him, it actually makes him a better lawyer. Damn, man, we're all off on some tangents tonight. But they do
really good. Like, and that's what I would love to see with gaming, because what they did with each individual character, they made them so unique and individualized, and backstories that were kind of released slowly, and then you get to understand more and more of each of these characters, and the characters were so unique. Like they were really personified. There was nobody in that show that was really they're all important. An extra. No fillers. Like that.
No, there were no dead characters. There were no filler characters, and
it's beautiful.
I did watch another movie on Prime Video called Jackpot. It's starring John Cena and Aquafina. That one was a little better, but it's still, I would compare it a little bit better than Union. It was kind of a same buddy cop type comedy action show. You can tell it was just made on the cheap, but it was okay. It's about in the future how they have a lottery every week. And here's the deal. If you get the winning ticket, the winning number, if you can survive for 24 hours, it's perfectly legal to murder you within 24 hours of getting the ticket announced. And you're like running for your life, and you have all these protection services. And that's what John Cena's involved, where they protect you with all these armored cars and hideouts and stuff. And you got like these mass all the mass public just running after you with knives and cleavers, and it's just wild shit. But it was fun. It was a fun watch. Bill Engvall, I don't know if you know him, a comedian. He did his very last stand-up special on Prime Video, and I've watched it twice. It was so good. And I'll tell you what, do you like Adam Sandler?
I watched his.
Did you watch Love You? Did you watch his latest? What'd you think of that, man?
Yeah.
That was unlike him.
I thought it was fun.
It was
fun.
Yeah.
Like how it seemed like it was just Adam going up there, just being himself, chatting with the people and having fun, you know?
Yeah.
It felt so authentic.
It was. And you saw a different side of him. It wasn't the wacky, zany, it was like the chill, like, you know, I just took a gummy. Let's BS on the stage here. And he had his little sidekick with the piano, which the leg broke off or something. And and he says, "Oh, we're not going to get the screens working in the back." It's like a shitty comedy club. And he's like, guess we're not going to have any screens. That was kind of part of the act. Okay. No worries. We're going to keep going here. Dude, that was, I'm going to watch that again because, it was just so authentic. It took me by off. I was taken I was kind of caught off guard because I was used to him doing, I was ready for him to break out the guitar and start singing, you know, the Jewish Hanukkah song and stuff, you know, but he didn't. He had all new material. It was fresh. And man, and the way he mic drops at the end and his wife and him leaving his Cadillac Escalade or whatever, not Escalade, the STS, the smaller car, the luxury car. That was such a great, it reminded me of like a really good 70s movie at the end where the camera fixes on one spot, the car leaves, and you're just sitting there looking at traffic. When the credits roll and the movie and the badass music. It was like an old 70s song, in fact. And it just, as we're rolling credits, you're hearing the song and you're like, God damn, that was so good. So yeah. Sorry.
Another stand-up that I recommend, it was from last year, but one that I recently watched was Shane Gillis. He's got a great stand-up.
I love
don't
his.
know if you've watched Shane.
I love his style.
Beautiful dogs.
I know he comes across as kind of disrespectful, but he's a dude's dude, man. I love his comedy style. And you know what? If you really, there was a whole YouTube channel dedicated to this guy, and they break apart his jokes, and he really is a smart comedian. He really is smart. How he just has a natural style that really gets people to like him. So that was a good one too, man. That was a good one too. I'm going to see Beetlejuice, next week probably. It's been a real, did you see that yet?
No, not yet, but me and the wife are planning next week as well to go watch it in theaters together. We're going to do a date night and have dinner and go watch it. Shout
out to Deadpool 1 Merc. He went and saw it and he told me it was a lot of fun. It actually brought him back to his childhood when he watched the first one. So member berries, you know what's going to happen, but, it's been a light week. I didn't go to any movies this week because my wife got sick. She got sick, start of school season. She's caught something and I'm like, side kisses. Stay away. But it's really weird, man. She'll get sick from school and I'll think I'll be sick like the next day. And I got to knock on wood because I never get sick. I get sick like twice a year. But anyway,
my wife, when she gets sick, I'm all on her. I'm trying to get sick too.
Really? You want to be sick?
Yeah.
Not me, man.
Yeah, bro, that fuels me. Because it's going to make my immune system stronger.
I get that, future. But no.
But no, I don't get sick. I think it's the amount of alcohol I drink. It just kills everything. So,
I got you.
It works.
We got a few questions for you in the Discord here. Let me pop them up real quick. we had a few people pipe up with some smart ass questions, so I gotta definitely share those with you. First one was from Rodimus Prime. He goes, question for the number one NFL bandwagon fan: why are the Raiders going to be in last place this year? And by the way, I'm trying to remember when I heard a clip from you. Maybe I was tuning into the year-end show, pulling up some clips. And I think I put you in one of the year-end or the 5-year anniversary show where we did clips at the end. I did a big montage. And it's where you're saying the Raiders are going to win. They're going all the way this year. So I guess what's your take this year, man?
I mean, it hasn't changed. And Mr. Rodimus, sir, number one NFL bandwagon fan? It's kind of a low blow. Like if I was a bandwagon fan, would I be a Raiders fan? You know what I'm saying?
You are a loyal fan. I mean,
Anyways, so you say last place this year. I think what you mean to say is last place next year for draft. I think that's what you're thinking. We'll be last place for draft next year.
Maybe he meant the Lions were going to be in the last place this year. Maybe that's what he meant. The Detroit Lions. Maybe that's what he meant.
Probably.
Yeah,
But Raiders, bro, we coming. We strong. We're heavy. We got Antonio Pierce at the helm. Baby.
It looks good.
Oh my God. Max Crosby is hungry. We got looks Christian good. Wilkin now too.
Okay.
Oh, y'all in trouble.
This is the first.
We'll see.
This is the first draft. First year I did not draft a Buccaneer. I did do the Bucs defense, I think, but I didn't draft any Buccaneers. No Mike Evans this year. I didn't draft, anybody from the Jaguars, because I really think they're a growing team still. I still think they're going to have a really good shot, but that's who I'm really rooting for this year is the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I'll be watching from afar because there's no players on my team. I got crappy frickin' round picks, both leagues this year. It's like second to last in both leagues. It was brutal. Okay. We got one here from, the original Jimmy Rayner. Question for the Gator. Will you do a blind Blueberry Lounge drunk raid of the Salvation's Edge raid? Dude, I don't know if I'll be doing a drunk raid again. That last one that still haunts me to this day. I think I had 4 Dragon's Milks, the stout, the really thick stuff. And I was wasted the next day. It took me a while to get back. But, I tell you what though, in tomorrow's raid race, I will be drinking. So just to get over my edge and my nervousness, and I'll be playing the part, I hope. So, no, I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to do another drunk raid. I'll be glad to watch one though. I love it when Native gets all drunk.
Oh man. No, speaking of that, like I do want to sit there and take this time if it's okay with you, and you can hit this.
Go for it, man. Yeah. No, go for it.
But I got pretty pissed drunk, a couple weeks ago. We did scrims, and, it got a little heated between, me and Monkey. And I love Monkey to death.
He's competitive.
But I was out of line. I was being an absolute like asshole, you know, and I kicked him and all that kind of stuff. And like, I feel truly sorry for that. So Monkey, if you're listening to this, I love you, brother. And I sincerely apologize. And to those that I was probably just being stupid around as well. Had a lot on my plate, a lot on my mind, but that's no excuse for that kind of behavior. I love you, Monkey.
Okay, well, while we're on apologies, I'm going to apologize for 9 years of anybody who played Crucible with me, okay? I wasn't drunk. I was just an old salty fart, I meant to say. An old salty fart. So while we're doing apologies, I'll just get that out of the way too. Okay, thanks for answering that. We have some general questions too. I thought we'd jump on here while we've got everything open. Got, some Destiny question. We got one Destiny question and a couple non-Destiny questions. So let's start with a Destiny question. This is from Ronan Red Lion, one of our mods of our Discord. Would you consider what would you consider a fantastic wham line in all of Destiny's dialogue? A threatening statement from the villain, a catchphrase where the hero stands in defiance against the odds, a pivotal relation between characters, anything where your reaction was just, whoa. I think Guardians Make Their Own Fate lands really well for him, as an example. I guess he's saying that's the one that lands for him. What about you, man? A Destiny quote or a saying in the game, in the cutscenes, the dialogue.
Yeah. So there was this one that I really liked, and I'm going with the villain, on this one, because I just thought this was so good, and it was so, I don't know, it hit hard. And this is at the beginning of Destiny 2. So we're talking about Dominus Gall, because he's honestly one of my favorite villains of the game.
I like it.
And I almost side with him. Like, I was like,
okay.
He's big. He's Titan-like. Like, I like this. I could follow this guy.
Right.
Much bigger than the speaker, that nerd.
Yeah.
So this was his quote. And this is Dominus Gall to us, to the Guardian. You Guardians think you are brave. You are not brave. You have merely forgotten what it feels like to fear death. Allow me to reacquaint you. And I was like, oh,
that was good.
That's a hard line. That is a hard line from a hard dude.
That's definitely good. That's a good one, man. I'm thinking back to I've got so many, but the one that comes to mind right away is House of Wolves. This is Destiny 1, FUD. Destiny 1. House of Wolves. I remember when I think it was when Skolas, we're trying to get rid of Skolas, and Varix is talking to us on how to stop Skolas, and he says, I'll try to do an impression. Why not? I haven't drank, but who cares? They will try to kill you. Kill them back. There you go. That wasn't too bad, actually. I'm going to put that in soundbite.
That was good. Yeah,
I love that. When he says kill them back, I'm like, all right, give me my gun. Let's go do this. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
We got a couple non-Destiny questions. We got another question from Ronan Red Lion here. His question is, for any video game, what's one boss worth making it to just hear their boss fight music? You think of anything?
Yeah, I read this one and I was trying to think. I gotta, do you have one ready or?
Yeah, I started thinking, I actually prepared for my questions this week. I don't normally do that, but these are some really good questions. I want to give them some thought. First of all, everyone can remember the sparring music in the virtual dojo between Morpheus and Neo. Sorry, I'm bringing back Matrix, but that's a thing that came to my mind right away. You know, that's that electronic music where they're like going to get serious here, and you'll realize when you actually watch the movie, but that was such a badass music. But as far as a video game boss, it would have to be probably the Regicide mission when the fire goes up through the seam of the door and goes up like it's bleeding light and fire, and the doors open up. You hear this bomb, this, I'm not going to do impression. You hear this like deep brass, like a full brass orchestra. And, it's the opening to Facing Oryx. I think the music's called Last Stand. It's like the Last Stand music, but those blaring the brass instruments and the big bass drum that strikes, it just sends a chill down my spine. I can still hear it in my head. So yeah, the opening to the Regicide mission, right when the doors open where you're facing Oryx, I think it was in the Dreadnought. I think it was the Taken King expansion is when I remember hearing that one. I think I played Regicide like 10 times. It was that good a mission.
Yeah.
All right. I bought you some time. What you got?
No, thank you. Cause I had it in my mind and I had to go ahead and go back and listen to see if that was the one. And
it could be any game, by the way. It doesn't have to be Destiny.
Oh no, it's not Destiny. So it's Sephiroth, fighting Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII. And he is one of my favorite, like, bosses ever in gaming in general. But fighting Sephiroth and hearing that music, like, it was, yeah, I think that was definitely the one. I do, another one would be like in Destiny. I like when we fight Oryx. And Oryx like emerges.
The raid.
I always like that.
That was good.
Yeah. The raid.
I thought of that one too.
King's Fall.
Yeah.
That one's very good.
But
good. Yeah, Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII.
Nice. LPU Soldier has a question. He says, can oil be wet? You know that meme, it just says get out. That's what I want to put up. That's what I want to put in there right now. Just get out. Can oil be wet? I think oil is wet. LPU Soldier. Now, it is not as dense as water, so that's why it floats on top of water if we want to get real scientific. But what do you think? Oil wet? Yes, no?
Yeah, oil can be wet because it can't touch water.
Yeah, but it can get diluted by water.
Well, it doesn't absorb water.
No.
Oil is wet. Because I can throw
it
oil
has
on
to be
Gator
wet
right now.
Yeah.
And guess what?
I'm going to be wet.
I'm
going to be soaking wet with oil all over my face. Yeah, good.
That's a sound bite right there. I set him up for that. Hey, Bell, that's for you.
Okay.
That's for you and the Space Mafia.
Hades had a question. He goes, I'm back. Question for the show. What's worse? A hole in your sock at the big toe or the little toe? That is a good question because I've had that happen on both occasions. So little toe versus big toe, a hole in your sock. What are you going with?
Little toe. Easy.
It's
not as noticeable.
Big toe, you can kind of work around it a little bit, and you can kind of. I'm sitting there crunching my toes on the carpet. That little toe, because let's face it, man, you can't move your little toe like your big toe, so it's definitely going to bug me more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He also has a follow up here. He goes, question for the show: if you could wish a mild inconvenience on someone, what is the worst you can think of? Not sock related. That's too easy. I just gave it to you. If you could wish a mild inconvenience on someone, what is the worst you can think of?
That's easy. Hiccups. If I could just sit there and be like, I don't like you right now. You have hiccups, and they just get hiccups. I'm down.
I would say the giggles. If I could just say to someone who's being just an asshole in voice, all of a sudden they just start laughing and giggling like a little girl, like a little schoolgirl. That's probably what I would wish on somebody. Cool. That'd be pretty good. That'd work
well in like Call of Duty Outlaws too. I think.
Like, dude, what are you laughing at? What is so funny, dude? Just kick this guy. What's so funny? Yeah. All right. We have one more question from the Discord here, and then we have one from Uncle Scumdeath on our SpeakPipe. This is from Broken. Man, I love this name. It's an awesome name. He says, question for the show. How do you measure success against another human being accomplishment or based on your own personal growth? I mean, this is kind of a deep question, but I did think about this. But you want me to give you time, or are you good?
I'm good. I think, honestly, like, neither, to be honest. I try to set goals for myself, and I try to just achieve them. And if I achieve that goal, I get a small little bit of success feeling. And that dissipates real quick because my goal is already set for the next thing. So
dopamine.
I guess that's how I measure just setting goals for yourself and just conquer that goal and on to the next.
Oh man.
I'll enjoy success when I die. That's the way I think. You know?
I got you.
I will never be content. I always grind.
That's the word, content. Yeah. I mean, I used to measure success when I was starting my business and having kids and going through all the treadmill everybody else does. I used to measure success at what my neighbor or friend had as far as material things like new cars or a new house or new refrigerator getting delivered to the door or anything. But as I get older, I measure success in my life by how well balanced my life is. And I call that kind of like you said content, like the contentment factor. I mean, I really believe balance in your life keeps that little voice in your head at bay, at least to a lesser amount, that negative self-talk. Balance in my family life, balance in my job and career, balance in my personal time or hobbies. This kind of all ties together and creates contentment to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still driven. It's not like I'm laying down and just not participating. I'm not being complacent, but always having a goal in front of you in all areas of your life is a good thing. Everybody has their roles in their life, right? And you're always swapping to that role when the time approaches or when you have to. But I'll give you an example. I have all kinds of goals, and I'll share a few that I've done in the past. One of my goals with my marriage was two things. I wanted to make sure that I physically hug and kiss my wife every day, because human touch and affection is something that we all crave as human beings. And the second thing is I always tell her that I love her, and not just in passing, but eye to eye, face to face, tell her that, I love you. That's very important in our relationship. Another goal for my past was to reinforce my bond with my clients. If I tell a client that I'm going to be there at 1:00, then I sure as hell better be there. And if something happens, a wreck happens and I'm in traffic, I can't make it, I kind of made a promise to myself that I would always call ahead, not at the time I was supposed to be there, but before the time I was supposed to be there, and just let them know, hey, this is what I'm in, and give them a realistic adjusted time to come out. I mean, it sounds simplistic, but I'll tell you what, man, the one thing I've learned in business is people want to know they can count on you. And if you do it time after time, you build trust. I mean, a lot of my clients, I know their families. I know their kids' names. I follow them. I've had a lot of my clients for so long, man. I actually watched their kids grow up and go to college. I'm talking decades. I've had a lot of my clients. So
that's awesome.
That's balance in my life. And like right now, I've got an itch. I've got the YouTube itch. I got this Crucible series I'm working on. It's a playlist of 5 videos. I'm calling it the Crucible Toolkit that I'm putting out. It's just all the things I've learned from 9 years of playing this game. And that is going to be more toward my hobby and my side thing, that I'm doing. So yeah, that's a good question, Broken. Good question, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending that one in.
Question. I like it.
Sorry, I might have gone on a diatribe there. We do have a couple voicemails here. The first one is actually a question from the show. Question for the show from Uncle Scumdeath.
Hello, Scumdeath here. Question for the show. This is a bit of a life hack I found the other day. Whilst putting the washing out in the garden, my girlfriend stood in dog shit. So she's like, there's dog shit on my shoe. So she left it on the wall at the back. So she didn't want to touch it. So I scraped most of it off, and there obviously remnants in the tread, if you know what I mean. I know this is disgusting, but got a bit of a life hack for you. So what I did, we just sort of, I'll deal with it later because this is last night, yesterday, Thursday. So I had band practice. So
it's always band practice.
So left the shoes upside down with the shitty soles facing the sky, and it pissed down all fucking night, big time. And so our shoes are getting mullered by the rain. And then when I came home, I went outside, went out the back, sorted some shit out, and I seen a load of slugs on the bottom of her trainers.
No way.
And today, when I got up for work, the slugs had ate all the dog shit off her trainers. I mean, you wouldn't want to wear them in the house. You wouldn't wear them outside for a bit, wear the rest of it off. But yeah, a bit of a life hack. So if you ever get dog shit on your trainers, leave it out in the rain upside down, and then all the slugs will eat the shit off your trainers. But because that is my life hack that I've just realised over the last 24 hours, my question is, do you have a life hack which can improve other people in the Discord's life? Let us know. Love ya. Bye.
Thanks, Uncle Scumdeath. That was a good question, actually. A life hack. You got one, Native? Let me think. I need a few minutes to think here. I got a ton of them, but
so there's one that we actually have used recently over the past maybe year or so. So, I have dogs. I have 3 dogs. Mm-hmm. And, dogs, they can be smelly at times. You get a bath, and there's the dog smell, the wet dog smell. One of the things that we actually do, and it's really convenient. So we have quite a few it's hot out here, so we have a lot of fans, right? So like the tower fans, or you can use this for any kind of fan. So the back of the fan, it's the suction of the air, right? It takes the air in so it can blow it out.
Right.
If you get, what are they called? Dryer sheets. Your dryer sheets?
Yeah.
Throw it on the back of the fan.
Oh, yeah.
Like Gain dryer sheets.
That's a good idea.
It's almost like an instant refresher to an area.
Shit.
Like it'll sit there and, take that scent and just spread it amongst the house. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Dryer sheets on the back of your fan. It's gorgeous. I like it.
That's, mine's not going to be that good, but that's actually pretty good. I'm going to try that. I use circular fans, so it might block too much, but I could see it in a tower fan. I can't talk because you have lots of surface area. You could put it in like in one part of it, not block the rest of it. Mm-hmm. My hacks are, here's the deal. In my family, this is part of my role, right? I talked about earlier. My wife has to pick the dog shit up when we take the dogs for a walk. I can't stand doing it. I almost gag when I do it. It's something about it, man. So we made a deal. I said, when we've had this deal for like a decade now, she picks up the dog shit. I hold the dogs, of course. I don't sit there and let the dog pull her while she's trying to grab the shit, I hold the dogs. She picks up the crap. I wear a little headlight so she can see where it is and stuff because we walk our dogs late. Plus I don't want to run into a bear. And I clean the dishes. So I've got a really good life hack. If you're the dishwasher guy or gal in your household, the number one, or actually got a 2-parter. The number one thing you should always do when you're eating at home is rinse the dishes off. Just a quick rinse right after you're done eating. Do not set them in the sink and let them get dry because then you're going to be scraping that shit off. Just a quick rinse. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it wet. Get it wet and get a majority of the stuff off of it and then set it aside and then put it in your dishwasher later. That will save you so much water and so much time down the road from scrubbing and all that crap. Even especially for like oatmeal in one of those nonstick pots or cream of wheat's the worst, man. It really sticks. But you fill it up with water and you let the water do all the work and break down that surface tension. And then you just pick it up and just get you a little sprayer and it just comes all off. My second hack is if you're tired of buying paper towels all the time, and I wash my hands all the time. It's probably why I never get sick. Because like you, Native, I got 2 big dogs in my house and you pet them and they're like, okay, now I got to go wash my hands because, dogs lick themselves in all kinds of areas. They lick their butt. They rub their butt on the carpet. I mean, doesn't matter. They're just dogs. If you want to save money on paper towels, because I was going through them, man, get one of those nice, just a thin, cloth dish rags that you use to dry off dishes. Fold it in half and fold it like in a rectangle and set it next to your sink. Whenever you wash your hands, use it to dry your hands instead of the paper towels, and then lay it back out and let it air dry. Cause I'm in Florida. It's always air conditioning in our house. So it's always very dry humidity in here. And then by the time you go back and wash your hands again, the dish towel's right there, dried out, ready to use again. I've saved so much money going to Sam's, picking up damn paper towels. I've cut my consumption like a third.
It's Costco, right? The same thing.
We have Costco, Sam's, and, what's the other one? BJ's? We have all three of them here.
It's similar though.
But Sam's is the one I use.
Choice. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like Costco. Yeah. It's actually Walmart's Costco. It's all Walmart stuff.
Oh,
in Costco.
Okay. Gotcha.
I prefer Costco, by the way, but it's so damn busy all the time. That's
Kirkland,
another.
Man, that's that good brand. That Kirkland brand. That's like
I love Kirkland, man.
That's like the Versace of the middle folk, I feel.
But the problem is try to park in that place on the weekend. Good luck. I don't have the patience, man. I'm old and just, I don't put up with shit. I can't deal with bullshit. I just can't deal with it, man.
We park on the backside, like not the backside of the store, but
walk's good for you.
Parking lot, dude, to where we're kind of like worried because there's a lot of like crack and homeless over there. So it's like, it might get broken into,
this
but
is Southern Cal.
It's worth the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's worth the time.
Okay.
We might come back with no tires, but you know what? At least we got our Kirkland in, you know?
If you're carrying, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
What I wanted to say about like your life hack too, that last one, we do the same thing actually, because my wife, she would run through paper towels like that. Yes. Like it's not that serious. You need to chill with these paper towels.
I got big hands.
One spill and she grabs it and just.
Exactly.
You know, like,
I got big hands. I'm not going to take the little half perforated thing. I'm going to take 2 or 3 squares, right, and dry my hands. Yeah.
So we do the same thing right next to our kitchen sink. We have. Those stands that you put your paper towel roll on top of that stands up?
Right.
We have that and we do the same thing. We take one of the kitchen towels, like, the small kitchen towels, hang it over the top. You wash your hands, you dry it, and it's already hanging. So it's like aerated all the way around. And same with you. Like we're in a heated environment. We're in the high desert. Yep. It's there's
very dry.
Complete lack of humidity here. And we are running our AC pretty much all the time. So
real quick. You get it.
It's beautiful.
I lay mine out. I mean, I don't have kids in the house anymore, so there's no one going to bug me with it. I just lay it out in a nice little, I fold it like in half. Sometimes if it's really wet, I'll just open it all the way up and just put it, we have granite countertops, so I'll just put them on the granite countertop, and that granite, man, gets cold real fast and it easily. And we have we have a hook where my wife uses it. But here's the thing though. We each assign each other our own dish towels. Probably why we don't get sick with each other, because we all use our separate towels when we're washing our hands. So it may make a difference too. I don't know. Good question, Uncle Scumdeath. Speaking of which, before we go, we got a Scumdeath corner. So I have no clue. Haven't listened to this yet. We'll see what he's up to. Uncle Scumdeath, what's going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello, and welcome to Scumdeath's Corner. Today I have a moral dilemma. Just come home from work, no one else is in, and everybody in my household is shit scared of spiders. And I've come in, I went to go to the toilet, and above the toilet on the ceiling is a massive great spider. Not as big as the ones you get in America, I reckon, but for us, this is a pretty big one. And he's right on the ceiling, right above the toilet. Like I say, I've got band practice in an hour, so I'm hoping nobody comes home by the time I leave. And do I do the right thing? Do I grab the spider and gently put it outside? Or do I just leave it there and fuck off to band practice? Oh, I don't know. What should I do? What would you do in this situation, this moral dilemma? Well, I'll tell you what, my mind's made up. I'm going to leave the bastard there. Or I might have to set up a little GoPro.
That's evil.
And see people's reactions when they walk in the toilet, because no one's going to go for a shit or a piss with that thing hanging above their heads. Oh. Yeah, I can be quite evil when I want to, so yeah, I'm going to have a quick shower and that, and I might leave early just so I don't actually see any of these family members, these arachnophobes. Anyway, class. Right, love you all. Take care. Goodbye.
Thanks, Uncle Scumdeath. What would you do? What would you do, Native? Would you take care of it? I mean, I'm the bug killer, obviously, in my family. I would have to take care of it. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to gently put it outside. I'm not going to gently put it outside. I'm going to get my 9-iron. I'm going to flip it around to its handle, and I'm going to squish it. And it's done. It's done. If it made it into the house, that means it already knows how to get in the house. It's done. Believe me, there's enough spiders in the world.
It's dead, man. It's dead. Easy. Easy dead. Like when it comes, because like I sit there and we, especially in SoCal, I'm not sure about Florida, but we like, black widows are crazy out here.
They are.
Rampant.
Summertime.
Out here. Yeah. Especially in the high desert, in the heat. We also have camel spiders.
Yeah, scorpions too, right?
I actually found a dead scorpion just the other day when I was sweeping. It was just a little tiny baby scorpion, but it was all dried out to crisp, right. Found him and I was like, I called my son and said, hey, look, I found your little buddy, like, look at this guy. But yeah, I would kill it immediately. Every time I take the dogs out, we have a long pathway on the side of our house to take the dogs to the actual backyard.
Right.
And it's all cement, and so in the bottom corner, where it's cement on cement, basically, or stucco, and then the cement sidewalk, there's a string of black widows at times,
Under
especially
the
in the heat of summer.
Yeah.
And it's just, I go and I'm out there in my slides, my flip flops, and I'm just, okay, stomp, 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 stomp. Like, I don't like killing bugs. Like, I don't have a need for it or a thing to kill creatures. But if it's something that can hurt my family, it's gonna die. If it's in my vicinity, it's gonna die. Yep. Like, if it's like say a, dragonfly or something like that, I'm going to take it. I'm going to capture it. I'm going to put it outside.
That's different.
Something like that.
Because they eat mosquitoes.
But if it's dangerous to my family, it's dying. It's dying.
I hear you. Dude, I'll tell you something. It'll probably freak you out. But, those little Tykes toys, the little plastic ones that you bang together with a mallet, your kids are using slides and stuff outside. Those are the worst as far as like outdoor playground equipment. The black widows are underneath those all the time. And I have a little 2-year-old sliding down, one of my clients sliding down a slide. I'm like, hey, hold on, sweetie. Let me look at that slide. And I'll lift it up. And there's like 2 giant mama females right there. And if they just decided to come up to the top of the slide, that little girl would be in so much pain. So no, sorry. And it's always summer here because as the rains build up and it gets humid and not as dry out, the bugs are real. Of course, everything's going crazy bug wise. That's why I'm so busy right now. The black widows know this. And they know that the rains drive in the bugs toward climbing up your house. So that's why they're always under a windowsill, just enough of a ledge where they can get a little bit of shelter from rain. But if you see those moon crater eggs, the ones that look like moon rocks, I'm telling you, don't get near it if you don't want to squash a spider, because wherever you see those little moon crater eggs, there's a black widow waiting around the corner. She hides. And another thing, when you're changing bulbs in your outdoor lanterns, your outdoor porch lights, look inside there before you reach up in there, because they are notorious for being in there too. And I've had so many of my clients that reach up in there, and I even did it myself, being nonchalant. And mine's full glass, I can see. But up inside, it's like an iron piece, and it's all like a shielded iron piece. And I never saw it. And I just, the last minute, I decided, you know what? Let me take a look in here first. And I looked up in there with a headlight. There were 2 of them just sitting there, big fat ones. So yeah. And I'll give you another life hack while we're talking about life hacks. Is, if you're going to kill a spider, if you're going to squash it, like it's up in the corner of the ceiling, which is usually where they hide. By the way, Uncle Scumdeath, when you guys go to sleep at night, that spider is going to slowly move on down to the bottom. And he's looking for a roach or something that's crawling around. You got an open banana on the countertop in your kitchen. It's going to go munch on that. So next time, I know you had band practice. Just get a 9-iron, get a broom handle, anything. But the thing about a spider and most insects is they have a gland on their back end of their abdomen that can sense positive air pressure. People think when they flip on the light at night and the roaches scatter, it's because the light came on. They could give a shit about light. They're not even very good at light anyway. It's because your body pushed air into that space. They felt that and they ran. Most of your insects are going to be active at night because everyone's asleep. Except me. I'm up till 3 a.m. But if you're going to squish a spider, like I've been in a shower before and there's one sitting up right in the corner. I didn't even notice. I will grab my back brush I use to wash my back, my little scrunchy thing. I'll flip it around. But the key is you got to slowly, like an inch at a time, move it up. Because if you do it too fast, the spider will sense something coming at it and it will defensively run away. And good luck chasing one of those big spiders. You'll never find it. They're so fast. It's one of my freaky things. I know Hazel's just like burn the house. I'm not that far, but carpenter ants and spiders are the two things as a professional that kills these things. I can't stand them in my house. So there you go. There's another life hack. By the way, before we go, I gotta tell you one story before we go, because I know we got the thing coming up. My iRobot finally died today, and it's not because of the way you think. My morning started, I always take the dogs out for a walk, and then I feed them. And then I go in my office and I'm doing my saying hello to everybody in the Discord. I got my routine I do in the morning. Well, the Roomba was just coming into my office and I'm like, what the hell is that smell? It's like burnt rubber. What is that? And I turn around and I press the button on it to stop because I don't need to go investigate this. My dog took a shit at the front of the door, and my dogs are 85 pounds each. It's a good pile of crap. The Roomba finds it, and it all underneath the Roomba is just smeared with shit. And I opened it up today to try to, I just set it outside. I said, I got to go to work. I can't deal with this right now, but I came home from work today and I decided I'm going to try to hose this thing out and clean it. Dude, it has like 2 rollers in the middle. They were all full of shit. Yeah. The base at the bottom, the skid plate was all full of shit. Then I opened it up. All of the filters, all of the vacuum ports, everything had shit lined up everywhere. And I said, well, I guess it's time to get a new Roomba, because that's no way in hell that's going to be back in my house. So I even took it apart. I hosed it out, but I know all the electronics. I actually purposely sprayed all the electronics because I didn't want to replace this thing. This thing isn't coming back in my house. So yeah, little story. I forgot. I meant to say that at the top of the show, but we got sidetracked, but yeah. Well, hey man, thanks for catching up. That was fun. Thank you, Discord. Thank you, speakpipe.com/Guardian Downcast. If you want to send us a voicemail, it could be about anything. Even if you want to just comment on a past show or whatever, or you can go to guardiandowncast.com and just hit, send us a voicemail. You can't miss it. It follows you everywhere on the site. So, yeah. Well, thanks, man. Well, that means it's time for a very special speed run coming up next.
Call the Praxic Order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
All right. This is a special speed run. This is where we have a database of over 800 possible questions for our guest, and N8iVR8R here, actually there's a fixed amount of questions. He's going to answer all these questions. And like he put me through the weapon gambit on his show just a couple weeks ago, I'm going to deduct for certain amounts of internal calculations. I'll come up with a score after he's answered them all. So he's going to answer all these questions, and we'll just see how it turns out. So here we go.
Blame Sweaty for that one.
I know Sweaty did it, but
yeah, it's all Sweaty.
Until he comes back,
I love you, Sweaty.
I gotta do it to you. So no, this is gonna be fun. It'll be fun. This is gonna be fun. These are actually right. Reason I did this is I figured it'd be a lot of fun, obviously, but these are questions that everyone over the past 3 to 4 years have submitted as questions, and he won't be answering all of them, but I picked out just random ones that people submitted over the years, and I figure we just go for broke tonight. So here we go. Okay. So just answer honestly, and we'll go from there. You ready?
Let's get it.
All right. I know I do need to have a clock. Hold on, because that'll determine your score at the end. Not camera dummy.
Did some push-ups? I'm ready, bro.
Yeah, I saw you. I heard you did some push-ups. To
the brain, and it's infused with Bud Light, so it's definitely clicking on all cylinders right now.
You're ready. Let's do it. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
What is one of your favorite Destiny 2 weapons?
Out of bounds.
What is your favorite Destiny exotic?
Favorite Destiny exotic, Cloud Strike.
Name one possession you can't live without.
My refrigerator.
Name one thing you would change about yourself.
My toenails.
Okay. Favorite gaming console.
Xbox.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
New Zealand.
What is your favorite superhero?
It's going to be Gambit.
Okay, since we're on that topic, favorite TV show?
Ooh. Suits.
Yeah, that was a good one. What is one thing we would find in your gaming space?
Beer.
Who is one of your favorite music artists?
Eve 6.
Who is one of your favorite actors?
Bruce Willis.
What was your first video game?
Mario.
What was the last musical artist you listened to?
It was techno. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Icoricators.
Deep House. Deep House.
Deep House. Okay. Icoricators Zavala.
Zavala.
Favorite Destiny 2 subclass?
Subclass. Arc.
First gaming console?
That was regular Nintendo.
Favorite color?
Blue.
What is one of your favorite movies?
Tombstone.
What is your favorite Destiny planet?
Nessus.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken.
What do you always need to bring with you when you leave the house?
My vape.
Void, solar, arc, or stasis?
Arc.
What's the latest you've been up gaming?
24 hours?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You did one of those, yeah. Favorite jelly flavor?
Jelly flavor. Raspberry preserves.
All right, I got a tough one here. Why do you have to put your 2 cents in when it's a penny for your thoughts?
Because I need my thoughts to be known.
What would be your ideal career or job?
Retirement.
What's the first color you see in a rainbow?
Blue.
Which famous celebrity would you want to punch in the face?
Tom Cruise. Easy.
If you had more time, what would you do with it?
Not wasted.
Favorite book?
I don't read.
I don't either. Favorite donut?
Maple Bar.
Ooh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. Which super scares you in PvP?
Fluffy Fingers MD.
Okay. That's a super. Okay. What is the most broken exotic in Destiny 2?
Jotun.
Yes, it is. Because it doesn't burn the person when they're up close to you. It's so stupid. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
What's the best cheese on a burger?
American. Regular. That's it.
Me too. Favorite cartoon, past or present?
Looney Tunes.
Who's your favorite host? I guess of all the Owl Sector Alliance.
I have to go with Todd the Gator.
There you
Easy.
go. Smart answer. All right, got a point there.
There you go.
What do you wear when you're home alone?
Jersey shorts and a t-shirt.
What symbol do you put on your flag on your personal island?
The Raiders logo, bro. Let's go. Come on now.
That's good. I saw that coming. Who should be the next Hunter Vanguard? Well, we already know that. Never mind. We're moving on.
Sweaty Spooks.
Okay. Oh, I didn't think of that. What's your favorite?
Spoops.
What's your favorite NPC in the game? Destiny.
Favorite NPC in Destiny. It's going to be Rahul.
All right. Favorite movie villain.
My favorite movie villain. It's going to be Louis Litt. Oh no, that's a show. Damn. Ringo. Ringo from Tombstone.
Okay, I like that. Most kills with Sweet Business without a reload. I guess this could be in either PvE or PvP.
I'm pretty sure there's 100 bullets in there, so you should get 100 kills.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Name your two, not one, but name your 2 top superpowers.
My 2 top superpowers would be invisibility and super speed.
Okay. Choose one weapon to not sunset besides Mountaintop, Luna's Howl, and Not Forgotten.
Out of bounds. Never sunset it.
See, because they eliminated sunsetting. Well, that was a question that was submitted years ago. What's the first Destiny podcast you listened to?
2 Titans and a Hunter.
Me too. What is your favorite breakfast cereal?
Cheerios.
What would be Cheerios? Honey Nut or regular?
Honey Nut.
Okay, good answer. What would be your spirit animal?
A wolf.
What's your favorite animal sound? Well,
favorite animal sound? Probably a rooster.
ooh, okay.
Yeah.
This was a question that was submitted. What's your favorite accent?
My favorite accent? Australians.
That is good.
Bro, they're beautiful. Beautiful human beings.
If you haven't figured it out, there's a lot of favorites here. Favorite ramen flavor?
Beef.
Okay. Where is your ideal vacation?
Probably Germany. I want to go back.
I wish I went back. I wish I've been to Germany. I haven't been there yet. Who was your most memorable teacher?
Miss McKay, my first ever teacher in kindergarten.
Really? You remember her?
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
What's your motto?
I'm sorry. It was McKay Elementary School. It was Miss Kehoe.
Oh, okay.
Miss Kehoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to clarify that, but
Yeah.
what's your motto?
I don't know, bro.
Okay.
I really
That's a
don't
motto
have
right there.
a motto. Yeah, it's I don't know, bro. That's my
there
motto.
it is.
I don't know, bro.
We'll go with that. What is your first?
Good foe.
What was your first music album?
First music album. I don't know my first album, but the first song that I remember listening when I was a kid was Tupac, and then also Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Free Fallin' from Tom Petty, and the other one is Would You? Yeah. It's got a curse word in it. I'm not gonna say,
That's
but
right.
Would You Rather Be a? Yeah.
Okay. What one thing annoys you the most?
People chewing with their mouth open.
What one material item would you take with you if your house was on fire?
My phone to call the fire department.
There you go. You funny story. I should have. I asked that of my wife, and I actually tested this speed run out before I actually did it. And I said something like my phone or something, and she goes, "Oh, so you're not going to take us with you?" I said, "Well, I guess you're a material item then."
Yeah, there you go. See,
Okay.
that's exactly.
Okay,
What
I wanna
would
make
say,
sure you're
'cause
on the
the
same
wife
page.
would say something like that too. It's
Exactly.
like, you're my soulmate. Like, you're not material.
Exactly.
You're with me at all times.
Yeah, you
my
should
love.
be. That's given. You should be with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kids.
Yeah.
If you could live in any decade, which would it be?
Probably the 20s and 30s.
You could take any one famous person to dinner. Who would it be?
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, that makes sense for you. Who would play you in a movie of your life?
Let's go with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Already asked that one. What color is your toothbrush? See, little things.
I think
People don't remember.
my wife just got me. I think it's
Oh.
got black and white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's blue. What is your favorite summer activity?
Beach
Best ice cream flavor?
chocolate.
Wait a minute, old fashioned? Like slow
Yeah,
churn?
just regular chocolate. I don't like.
You don't
all
want-
these
you don't like
extra
Rocky Road or
things
anything?
that people put. Nah.
Fish
bro.
food? Come on, fish
it's
food?
either vanilla bean or chocolate.
Okay.
Everything else can go away.
Okay. It tells me a lot about you. Okay.
Butter pecan's okay too. I like that.
That is good. That's good too. My dad loved that. Describe yourself in one word.
Drunk.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Pee.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
McDonald's.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
-4.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
About 20 minutes.
What is your beverage of choice?
Beer.
What's the best name for a pet?
Whiskey.
What's your favorite Halloween costume? That was submitted.
Vampire.
What did you eat for breakfast today?
Beer.
Are you shitting me?
No, I had tacos and beer. So tacos and beer.
Damn, that's
Chicken
hardcore,
tacos.
man. That early in the morning? Does it have any spice to it?
It's my day off, bro. And it's just Bud Light,
Okay,
so
okay.
it works.
That makes sense. All right.
Street chicken tacos.
What armor slot do you use as an exotic?
That would be. Oh my god, what are they called, bro?
No, just what slot? Just what
PKs.
slot?
PKs. Oh, legs.
Okay.
Legs. Always legs.
And speaking
it's
of
either
that,
PKs or Nia Justice.
what weapon slot do you use as an exotic?
None.
I do that too. I don't always use an exotic.
None.
Favorite dinosaur? That was submitted.
Oh yeah. No, I got this one, bro, because this is my favorite dinosaur of all time, and I'm not stalling because I can't remember its name.
All right,
now, I
say it
promise
together.
you.
Starts
it's,
with a T.
Triceratops.
Yes, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
I could have said
Triceratops,
Tyrannosaurus Rex, but Triceratops. I always loved Tyrannosaurus.
Nah,
I always
bro,
love that one.
I'm off meta. I don't.
I am too.
do T-Rex.
Dude, I was a big
Yeah.
dinosaur guy too when I was younger.
Leo is
This
second.
this one may be tough. Favorite Destiny Strike. You remember any of the names of them? I can't.
Destiny Strikes.
Favorite Destiny Strike.
Yo, Strikes. The one with the witch at the end. Part of the new
Yeah, I know.
player
I know what you're talking
experience.
That's all right. We don't need to come up with a name. Everybody knows what it is. Favorite salty
Yeah.
snack.
Sunflower seeds.
Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit. I think I know that one.
Crucible.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
I remember answering this one before, and I said Morgan Freeman, which is still
good.
A great choice. But I'm going to switch it up,
Okay.
and we're going to go with Donald Trump because I think it'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Imagine, bro, like with the mannerisms.
Oh my God. If the Destiny universe was real, what planet would you visit first?
I'd have to go to Cosmodrome because I want to know more about it.
Yeah. Old Russia, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
What's the best sandwich?
Commies hiding in those.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those seats. You know,
Yeah.
they need to be eradicated.
I think they're dead.
Okay.
What's the best sandwich?
Roast beef, American cheese, and jalapenos.
I got you on roast beef, but I would probably go Swiss, but that's still good. I'm an American cheese guy too, man. I love American cheese. Can't beat it. What is the scariest animal? I guess if you were to encounter it.
A gorilla. Hands down.
I think it'd be a bear for me, man. Black bears, you just don't see them at night. Have you ever seen a black bear attack a dog, man? It's brutal.
I feel like I know the bears are pretty quick, bro. And they can climb.
They got nice for fingers, man. They just slice and dice.
But
and they can bite you.
A gorilla, bro, a full-grown silverback male gorilla will rip your body.
He would sit there and probably
have fun with you after.
You could hear your spine crack in half. I could see that. Yeah, that'd be good too.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay, a few more here. Least favorite smell?
I don't know. I don't think a gas like propane.
Okay, that's nasty.
It's scary. Yeah.
It's like fart. It's like a fart smell. What is your favorite smell? If you were to choose one.
Favorite smell? Definitely something fresh. Citrus. I like citrus.
Okay, nice and clean smell. It's also good for a mental. Most used app on your phone?
Discord.
Yeah. What one song could you listen to for your entire life? I think I know this one too.
You might not. I'm going to say Amphetamines by Eve 6.
Oh, I was thinking.
Or Open Road Song by Eve 6.
I was thinking Blue Eyes. Okay. Final question. Real important. Ready? I have to think of it first. What number am I thinking of?
7.
17. You were close. Good job.
Plus 10. You didn't let me finish, bro.
Oh, plus 10.
Plus 10.
Oh, I didn't
It's probably
get to you quick enough. It didn't. Yeah, I think it was a lag.
It's California.
I'll give you that one.
It's Florida.
It was a lag. It was lag. Definitely lag. Lag switching. Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Those were, I figured, you know what? Tonight would be a fun night just to throw all the ones out there that people submit. So, there you go.
That's super fun. Like
Native Raider, you are now known. Thanks, man. See, we got 15 minutes and 10 seconds. Let me do my calculations here. You're trying to beat a score of 50 by Deadpool and Merc.
How do we know what's right and wrong?
I'll do hold on, I got to do my algorithm. Hold on, I'm plugging it in
Understood,
here.
Sir.
Divided by 81. Minus 5.
Les.
49. So close, man. You were that close. 49. Sorry, dude. That was.
Which one did I get wrong? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and reveal the tape. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
But no, it was a total score. It was a total score, you know. And then we determined, you know, depending on how much time it took, 15 minutes, and then how many answers, you know, that I maybe didn't agree with, and it's a lot of gray area there, you know, a lot of gray area. So thanks, man. That was fun. Okay. All right. Enough foolishness. Let's get on to this week in Destiny. Hey Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/Guardian Downcast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at Guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. All right, this week in Destiny for September 5th, 2024. Just a few highlights here that I definitely wanted to share with you guys. The first thing is they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary of the Destiny game. They say a special date is around the corner. Next Monday will be September 9th, 2024. That'll be today, as you're hearing this podcast. It's the 10th anniversary of Destiny as a franchise. While we could drop a 20,000 word twid to opine about the last 10 years per community manager, honestly, we're planning to keep our anniversary fun and light. We'll have a small in-game celebration for you all next week, along with some beautiful art the team has made throughout the years. There will be some legendary armor freebies, a fun title to earn, some Bungie rewards, and more. Check back next Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific time for our blog coverage. At the same time next week, we're also planning to start our journey into Destiny 2, codename Frontiers, at 8 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be releasing a short Dev Insight blog article discussing our goals for the future of Destiny. Destiny 2 game director Tyson Green and Destiny 2 narrative director Allison Lures will be guiding the conversation. Where have we been? Where are we now? And where do we want to go? Most importantly, how are we going to get there? We want to be clear about our commitment to ongoing communication with you. This marks the beginning of regular updates from our development team about what's next for Destiny 2. Thank goodness. But it's also going to include details about its systems and future plans. While the updates may be a bit rough around the edges as they are in early development process, we're excited about sharing our goals and progress with you. There are quite a few topics on our communications roadmap to tackle, so this will be the start of a conversation. Our main goal is to provide bite-sized, direct-to-the-point articles over the next few months rather than mega blogs where it's too easy to get mired in the details. While we'd love to promise a weekly cadence, we're taking the time to cook your meals appropriately. Our articles are never early, nor are they late. They arrive precisely when they're meant to. Many thanks to all who have joined us over this 10-year journey. We've said it a few times. We're just getting started. That's very good to hear. It's still very much true. The Light and Dark saga may have ended, but the future of Destiny is still unfolding before us. The universe is big, bright, and full of wonder. We're looking forward to exploring it and hope to see you join us Starside as we approach new frontiers. Next thing they are addressing here is they're improving the rotation of dungeons and raids. They said, we've heard your feedback about how frustrating it can be to earn some of those rewards when a raid or dungeon is not the one featured in the weekly rotation. And that's the reason why we're making some changes when episode Revenant launches on October 8th. At that time, Warlord's Ruin will enter the rotation queue, so there will be 8 raids and 8 dungeons in total, so it's fitting then that we double the number of featured rotator activities available every week. That way, the max time that can pass between a specific raid or dungeon will be only 4 weeks. On the week of October 8th, these will be the activities in the rotator. The raids will be Last Wish and Vow of Disciple. The dungeons will be the Shattered Throne and Duality. As for what order we will follow, the rotation will be based on the Destiny 2 release order. So after the Last Wish and Vow of Disciple, Garden of Salvation and King's Fall will follow. And after Shattered Throne and Duality, well, you can fill the gaps yourselves and even build a calendar for the following months. We will always share reminders on our social media channels. So if you don't already, go join us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Discord. We hope this new system alleviates some of the pain points around consuming raid and dungeon content, and that you can work towards getting those titles more efficiently. And as always, share your feedback with us once the new rotation is available so we can keep on improving it. I got to tell you, the Destiny community is very creative as far as their art and their showing their swords and their guardians. The one with Black Mamba is just fantastic. It's really done well. Better Kill Bill. What a great movie. Check that one out. It's on Bungie.net for this week in Destiny. Yeah, really good artwork here. Really looks good. They put a lot of artwork in here too. One other thing they want to mention before we go here is the Choir of One ammo reserves. We're not looking to make weapons, the weapon irrelevant in in-game activity. We're adjusting ammo to around 200 base and 300 with reserves, down from 250 and about 375. The damage that weapon puts out is pretty crazy, and the ammo was supposed to be a limiting factor. So if we're to keep the ammo where it is now, the damage would need to come down quite a bit to compensate. We balanced the weapon around 200 to 250 ammo level, and we felt it was already strong. Then with triple reserves getting you to around 300, that was a treat, and that you could use the hipfire mode freely. But 400 ammo or anything close is just a touch too imbalanced for our PvE sandbox. As for the extra damage with Divinity, on closer inspection, it was discovered that the actual issue is with the point-blank variant of the projectile. The impact damage done if the projectile has not split before it hits a target is also being affected by an extraneous damage scaler and dealing approximately 250% more damage than it should be against combatants only. So we'll be also fixing that in episode Revenant. All right, so basically the news here. Have fun with your Choir of One. Yeah, I've been playing with this thing all week. It is so much fun, and it just destroys. So, if you haven't run the exotic mission yet, at least the week one where you get the actual exotic, definitely jump in there and get it. It's a lot of fun. And I honestly am looking at these changes here. I don't know. We'll have to see exactly, but I think it's still going to be a lot of fun to use. Player support report. Shit's broken. As usual. But they did want to mention the name change update. That was important because a lot of people, including Kingsley Mack, in our Owl Sector alliances still got his name back. I think Sweaty Spooks was affected too. So, they said, we are aware that there are still some players that can't use their token and or recover their previous Bungie name. We are investigating this issue and will share more information when it is available. Okay. Thanks for nothing. They supposedly fixed it, but no, it's not fixed, but they're working on it. Take a drink. And we are not done for this week. We have a ton to share in the coming weeks regarding episode Revenant and more. As always, with the new content drop, the meta will shift, and we want you all to get a good understanding of everything. But for now, let's focus on getting those last two craftable weapons from episode Echoes, the catalyst for the new exotic, and completing the triumphs or challenges you maybe have left out. Back to Encore, everyone. And, yes, Cosmo, I did see the kitty pic. Thank you, sir. That's it. All right, let's move on to our topic of the week. Let's bring Native back in. Hey everyone, as I take my mandatory bathroom break, I'd like to thank our Patreon community for giving back and continue to help out a listener-supported podcast like this one. If you've received any value for today's episode and want to give back, check out guardiandowncast.com and select the Patreon button to learn more about it. Now let's return to the conversation. And yes, I did wash my hands. Later, Guardian. All right, for our topic of the week, which I think this was unprecedented, but within a record amount of time, Sony pulled the rug out of Concord, and it's just gone. They were like, if you bought it, I think they said 37,000 people bought the game. Said 37. I think they made not even $1 million. They think they spent like $100 million to make it. Craziness, man. But, being that this was a massive miss at Sony, do you think that there was a shot across the bow of the soon released Marathon game? I mean, it's been speculated that's like a hero shooter game, and I'm sure Bungie probably, they excel at promotion. So they're the best at doing it, but I'm wondering, will that be enough? Also, why do you think Concord failed so badly? I mean, did you play the beta or anything, or did you try it out at least? Or I saw a lot of video on it, a lot of video footage on it, watching gameplay. I think Dado, actually they paid him to play it. It was like a sponsored stream he was doing. I was watching him play it and I was like, well, it's not bad, but it's didn't stick out at all. But you know, I know we played the finals. You pulled me in to play the finals. I think probably a couple of years ago now, but, and it just wasn't for me, man. It was a very fast pace. You can break down through walls and stuff, which is really good, but I never took to that game as well. But I guess my total topic tonight is being that Sony has a black eye now from this hero shooter called Concord that was totally canceled. How do you think this fares for Marathon?
If anything, I think it's probably a strategic move businessly, right? Like, hey, we need to drop this. Let's focus this. At least in best hopes.
Yeah.
But like, there's also all these other little side projects, and I'm sure we're going to get into that later. But like, I don't know, man. I honestly, I think that it was something that they probably started. It was somebody with a good idea, fairy, what we call it, and it was like, yeah, this is cool, but like, it's hard to sit there and make another game as crazy good, especially in the sci-fi realm of shooters, as Halo or Destiny. Like, right. You're gonna try to three-peat this? You're gonna try to hat-trick this?
Yeah.
Maybe not, you know? Maybe not. I think it was probably reaching, and I'm assuming that, like, Concord, because it's been talked about for a while, right? Like, it was in development for a while.
Yeah. 8 years. Supposedly 8 years. I can't believe that, but.
And think about 8 years ago, right? Where was Destiny 8 years ago? It was it's really great, gaining a lot of traction, and like player bases starting to just climb through the roof. 8
years ago was the end of Destiny 1. Rise of Iron was 8 years ago, I believe.
So what I'm getting at is like, they're probably seeing like so much success. It's like, all right, we need to push another game. We need to push another IP, another title. Like, we've seen what we did with Halo. We see what we're doing with Destiny. Hey, let's start launching that other thing. And from a business perspective, it's probably like somewhat of a good idea, right? It's like, we got the magic sauce here.
Right.
Let's keep this going, and let's build a legacy of games. So that's where I'm thinking that probably happened. And then obviously we saw what happened after, and how the die down in Destiny currently, and it's understandable for them to like sit there and probably just like, okay, let's go ahead and switch this off.
So you think they're going to cancel it? You think they should cancel it? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't try to do another. And this was supposed to be a hero shooter, if I remember right.
Well, that's what we've heard. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but
right.
We heard. Was it
sources that we see online?
I think it was Joe Ziegler from the Valorant, who I guess headed the Valorant franchise, which is a hero shooter, kind of a stadium shooter, or what am I thinking of? It's a small map type game. It's like I can't think of the term, but it's a
CS:GO. It's like CS:GO.
Yeah, it's a small map, like Call of Duty map, and or maybe a little bigger, but and you know, we heard about Christopher Barrett, all the hubbub about eight female employees came out that they had some unwanted advances and just felt uncomfortable, and that, you know, they're saying that Chris left like a year ago, and that's when Joe Ziegler was brought on to take over the project. But you know, I'm sitting there racking my brain. It's a shooter PvP game. Why on earth did I not try this game, man? And it's probably the reason why I have such a backlog of games as it is, that could be anything from Black Myth Wukong to I got to finish Elden Ring still. I've got games that I bought. Dude, I bought the latest Call of Duty game because I wanted to jump into zombies, and then I realized it was like that was it Warzone type zombies, or it was like an open world and you played with other people. Right. I don't like that. I like the good old classic round-based zombies. And they're bringing it back in.
It's coming back, yes.
And they got the gumball machines coming back. They got the
I didn't like that. I didn't like the gumball.
I like that. I like the gumball machines. I actually played that era of zombies, and I really loved the gumball machines. And you had the machines too. You had the Pack-a-Punch is still, you know, that's been around forever. The Pack-a-Punch weapons, I mean, without a doubt, are definitely much better weapons. They look good too. And they're bringing back all the cola machines and stuff. So we
were talking about it on our last episode.
Yeah.
About Black Ops 6, you know, and how rounds are coming back, and like, it's exciting for me. The last like So Black Ops 2, I played that one. I think that's the initiation of zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was the first time zombies came to the Call of Duty franchise. And bro, I loved it. And we would spend time and time again getting around and around. And this came out when I was in Afghanistan, and like we're in our tent. We ended up buying a big screen TV from, we had the translator go out to the market.
Holy
we paid
shit.
him, and then he came back to our little fob, and you know.
Can you imagine what a big screen TV cost out there? Holy crap. I'm sure you all pitched in. Holy shit.
And he had his wife, one of my buddies, our medic, I believe, Hyde, he ended up shipping his Xbox over there, and then we would, you know, between missions and sleeping and stuff like that, we played Black Ops 2 Zombies.
I love it.
And it was the most incredible fun that I had, man. Like we would, my God. And then like I talked about it a little bit on last episode of Blueberry Lounge. When you found out like your starter pistols, you pack a bunch of those, and they're Mustang Sallies, and it's incredible.
Explosive pistols. And you can do them akimbo. It's great.
Yo,
It was badass.
So good, man.
Yeah.
So good. So I'm glad that they're coming back with round based. I didn't care for like, cause I tried to play the next couple iterations of zombies.
Yeah.
And there was all these like vending machines and things that I didn't understand. I didn't care to like pay attention and learn it. And I was just like, I just want to do rounds and kill zombies, you know? So I don't know. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll come through.
What
was the gumball machine?
That was around, I think that was a Treyarch thing. I'm pretty sure it might have been the other studio. But I loved it. I mean, I jumped in and I loved collecting, you get all those gumball, you could collect the gumballs over time and use them more and more to put stuff together. But just for the record, I'm an original zombie player, which was World at War by Treyarch, those are the OGs when it comes to, I mean, that's when you boarded up the windows and, you had all these Nazi zombies coming at you. And, dude, it was just so much fun. And the guns range from a ray gun to an M19 Grand. Yeah. The Grand, the M Grands. I mean, it was I remember my buddy and I, that's a shout out to, Guns of Paradise, who started playing Destiny with me and then he left. He's busy. He's got his girls and stuff. He's busy doing stuff, but shout out to Guns of Paradise. Me and him would play double. I think we played with a team of 4 on the space station. Did you ever play the space station where you have zero gravity? This was probably,
I don't think so, no.
Circa probably 2010, maybe. Probably.
What does circa mean?
It's around 2010. Around 2010. That's Latin.
See circa, and I have no idea what that means.
Circa 1990. It just means it's around that time period. But no, there was a space station where you had gravity areas inside the space station, and you go outside and you're just floating around. The zombies are floating around too, and you're trying to shoot them while you're floating. Zero gravity is a lot of fun. I remember we played till 5 a.m. because we wanted to get to level 100. And back then, internet, it wasn't really what we have now. And servers weren't as strong as they are now. We got to level 100 and the game crashed for everybody. So it didn't even fucking go on the leaderboard for our friends to see. We busted our ass till 5 a.m. I'm looking out the window. I'm looking to get 2 hours of sleep before I go to work. This is such bullshit. The game crashes and we don't get credit for any of those hours that we played it, but I still remember that game. Because it was just so much fun.
Before screen caps and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't remember which PlayStation that was, but it was long ago. But with Concord, I'm sitting there trying to rack my brain. Why didn't I try this game? Why didn't I at least play the beta? I think the beta had 30 something hundred people. So I'm thinking, man, there must have been such a bad miss because it's free to play, beta. You would think thousands would at least jump in and say, what the hell? But there was just zero interest in this game. And I think part of the reason is other than the Game Awards, we really knew nothing about this game. In fact, Parody last week, we had 2 Titans and a Hunter on the last week's show. I mentioned Concord and he goes, well, the only thing I know about Concord is it's a city up in New England, New Hampshire. I'm like, no, it's a game. You don't know anything. Are you serious? You don't know anything about the new Concord game? And he goes, no. And Respawn, I don't think knew either. And Night Demon knew because he watches YouTube a lot like I do. But I don't think anybody knew about this game. I really don't. And the fact that it wasn't free to play, they charged $40, people are saying it's because they charged to play the game. I really don't think that was it, man. I think there was something deeper. I think it just was, to me.
They didn't put it in the TWAB. If they put it in the TWAB, maybe you'd have more, right?
Yeah, but it's not Bungie. It's not Bungie. This is Sony. This isn't a Bungie game. This is Sony. Now, there were ex-Bungie employees and developers that helped put this game together. There were some big hitters on this.
So if Sony had bought Bungie before,
it's 8 years old.
Put it in the TWAB.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But
I'm just trying to justify
the fact of the matter is they did no promotion. I mean, what is Bungie so good at? It's those damn live trailers, man, or those Vidocs they put out. It just gets everybody fired up. Even if you don't play a lot of Destiny, you're like, oh, what's going on with Bungie now? And your friends are talking about it. It creates a buzz. But it seemed like there was zero buzz with this game. But my theory actually goes deeper than that. I was responding to a tweet from True Vanguard concerning Concord's cancellation, and he was saying I never root for developers to fail, but this is just really sad, just sad. And I responded and I said, I don't think that's the problem. I think the reason people didn't at least jump in and try Concord, it was a live service game, and they would have like cutscenes with the characters. They had story and stuff in it, but it's a PvP game. And when I play PvP, I don't want to hear any story. I just want to shoot aliens I want to shoot guardians in the face on the other team. It's all about the competition and improving and gun skill and blah, blah, blah. But they were trying to mix in these cutscenes and stuff and make it like a live service, like a Destiny story, like a weekly story, don't miss out type of thing. I never understood that part, but here's what I think the problem is. And I may bring this back on a roundtable episode in the future, but I think the problem is, Native, is there are so many live games out there right now, but there's only a finite amount of hardcore gamers that actually want to play them. And I read a statistic, so I'm trying to remember where I found this on Google or something, that said that the amount of hours that gamers play has not really changed a whole lot over the years as they get older, and that we're still playing the same amount of hours as a composite group. But what they did notice is that everyone is playing fewer games. Now it used to be you made a game, you released a game, you played the game, you beat the game, and then you were on to the next game. Remember the shoebox full of Atari cartridges? I mean, that was me. I would say, what are we going to play today? Let's go through and see. Let's play Combat today. Oh no, let's play Galaga. Let's play something, I'm saying, let's play Space Invaders. Yeah. But because of the fact that everything has just been really shifting to like a live service environment and like a live service community / world, I think the problem with new games, especially live service games today, is it is such a barrier to punch through to get enough people interested to leave the other live service games that take up all of their time right now. So I think, and this is what I tweeted back to True Vanguard on X, I said, we can only play so many games with what little time we have, and how many of us stick to one game to master it versus dabbling in a lot of more casual games. The problem, I think, is the reason I didn't try the beta is because I was busy in the Destiny world. And it's probably a reason why I don't try a lot of games. Or I'll buy them thinking if I buy them through osmosis, somehow I'm going to one night just go, you know what? Let's play Black Myth Wukong. Let's go play it. I've heard it's an awesome game. I hear about it all the time. I played the first opening thing on it. It was a lot of fun. It drew me in, but it's a one and done game. It's kind of on rails. You go from boss to boss and boss to boss. But once you're done with it, the only way to replay it is just to start over. There's no characters. You use the same character in the game. So that's all we had out there, Native, then I think new games would have a lot better chance of making it into the gaming environment we have now. But the fact that you're either playing World of Warcraft, or you're playing Valorant, or you're playing League of Legends, or you're playing Destiny, or whatever, Fortnite. Look at the community they built up over the years. That just keeps pumping money into that game. People are invested in that game. And I think that is partly, in my opinion, the reason why Concord. And it, from what I heard, it had some bad system problems. The core systems weren't complete. The characters were just not very appealing. We didn't know what, other than just, they were just pretty basic characters, I guess, that just represented all different things. But what I'm thinking here to myself, when they spent 8 years making this game and Sony bought this studio with this game attached to them, who's doing their internal feedback on whether this is something appealing to people or not? Because it was such a miss, man. But I still think the reason why I think something like Concord, which is a live service week to week game, there's different updates every week with story and stuff. I think that's the reason why. And maybe the $40 price tag was maybe just enough to keep people out of it and definitely make a decision not to play it. But what do you think? You think that you're in Power World right now. It's a live service game, correct? Is it live service?
Yeah,
or is it just like updated?
I don't know. Yeah, it's more just updated, kind of like we got a new update, go play with it. There's no battle pass. There's no continuous monetary type like.
So it's just an ongoing open world game. In other words.
It was $30 on Steam, and that's it. That's all I paid. Besides, like paying for my private dedicated server and all that kind of stuff, which is a third party. It's not going to Pocket Pair, which is a developer. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. Concord, like, I was looking through the characters like you were talking about, and it looks like they look like they could be interesting, but I think it was like, at the same time, they're so random and different, and like, you would have to sell it. And you know who I think did a really good job with selling characters and like doing animations and, YouTube like videos and, giving a little backstory to different characters in this kind of theme of game, like, was Overwatch. Overwatch did a phenomenal job. And there's that's a strictly PvP game. Yeah. Strictly PvP hero shooter type thing. But they would do these animations, and me and my son, we still watch them every once in a while, cause he was a Genji main. I was a Hanzo main. They're brothers in the story, and they released an animation, and it was just like, yo, this is crazy. So beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. But then again, they're also backed by the billions of dollars that Blizzard has, Yeah. So they got the marketing, a little bit different. Yeah. Yeah. They have money, I know I think from what I heard, they kind of slipped up when they did the, Overwatch 2. I guess they dropped the ball on a few things that people didn't want in the game. I don't know. Overwatch 2 was just Overwatch 1.1, bro. Really? Like, let's be honest. It was just a money grab. Maps pretty much the same. They've added characters throughout the time. Right. I just recently got back into Overwatch 2 just to give it another shot, cause me and my son he was a young kid. He's the one that told me about it. He's like, Dad, he was probably, goddamn, I don't know, 11 years old or something like that. That's old. He's 18 now. Almost like it's 8 years old. The game Overwatch. See, you see what I'm getting at? Yeah. It's an Overwatch clone. I see the connection there. It's an Overwatch clone. I see the connection. Wow. But, he sat there and he told me about it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I think I bought it for Christmas or something like that. Right. And, we got it. And then I was like, I don't want to play this animated type game. That's not my style. All this. That was definitely back in my Call of Duty days. So I wanted more realism back when Call of Duty was more realistic back in the day, which it was the game. Black Ops 6, man. I'm probably going to, I'm not going to get on that. If it's round based zombies, I'm coming back. Download it, bro. No, for multiplayer. Multiplayer, bro. Omnidirectional movement. I don't know if I got the skill to do omnidirectional movement, man. I don't. I don't know. I'll try it. But in general, Concord, I think it was probably a miss because, for one, that there's others in that already in that waveframe that are successful, and I think the big thing that you said right there was they probably didn't have the marketing. They didn't boast it enough. Nobody knew about it. Here's the thing that boggles my mind. I heard about it briefly, but I never saw a trailer or nothing like that. The only way I knew about it, and then was the game's when you had told the award show. When you had told me about it, like as far as show topic wise, I was like, oh shit, yeah, I kind of remember something about Concord. Yeah. I have to research this and look this up again because I remember hearing something faintly. That's not good. Years ago, you're into gaming. That's not good. That you just know a little bit about it. Not if you're a Sony game, bro. I mean, here we are. Sony. We got 3,400 people trying your beta out over the weekend, and you decide to push it out anyway. Like what? We're gonna magically go? Okay, fine, $40. We'll do it. No marketing, dude. You gotta. It's like everything. You gotta market it, man. I mean, look how much money Beetlejuice spent. The Beetlejuice,
trailer, I saw like 6 months ago, they had that trailer out at the theaters. That's how far ahead I knew. I think it was February when I first saw the, February when I first saw the first Beetlejuice. And actually they changed the name. It was Beetlejuice 2024 and they changed it to Beetlejuice. Maybe the focus groups thought they didn't recognize it or something, but dude, it's coming out. It's just out this week, September, the second week of September, first week of September. Think how much money they've had to pump in to build that up. And then if no one goes to watch it because maybe people don't want to watch Beetlejuice, I can't imagine. I know it's going to do good.
I think the big thing is people probably don't know what Beetlejuice is.
A lot of people don't.
That movie came out a long time ago. But you know what I love is that you still got Michael Keaton in there.
Yes.
As Beetlejuice. Bro.
You got all the original players.
Ryder.
I mean, the dad did pass away, but he died very young. But yeah, all the other players are right there. And then you got Garcia. Jenny Ortega as the young girl now. Yeah, it's really good, man. Which
fits with, because that was Wednesday, right?
Yeah, she played Wednesday. She's already played the
William Dafoe.
Yeah, that was a good addition. Yeah. Dude, we'll put Willem Dafoe in any movie and it's good. The guy just is good. He just adds anything to everything. Anyway, back on topic.
My bad.
No, that's fine. That was a good segue. But the thing I'm really worried about with Marathon is Sony going to go to the Bungie devs and go, listen, guys, I don't think we're going to be able to do this, because the fact that Concord was a hero shooter and the fact that we've heard, I don't even know how confident these leaks are. And you're going to find out in a minute that my confidence level is going to go down because I'm going to share some new information that just arisen. We had a Marathon leak, on Reddit. And like I said, it's a leak. It may not be 100%, but let's see how excited you are about Marathon now. Here's what the leak said on Reddit. And this is by Oops Leaks give him full credit. It was Oops Leaks on Reddit. He says it's not going to be a hero shooter. It's not going to get canceled. It's one of the lore richest sci-fi games, and this lore is treated with enormous love of the new game. And they said the characters are called runners. They're cybernetic bodies that you control by transferring your consciousness to a new one upon death. So it's kind of like an avatar thing, I guess, where you're in a tub and, you're in a capsule and you're transferring your mind into the avatar in another world. That's kind of cool. That's kind of new too. They said that the hero shooter freakishness is total nonsense. It is not going to be a hero shooter. They said there are content creators playtests basically every month, and the invited players are mostly EFT hunt streamers, not Overwatch and Valorant. They said the closest thing they've heard that could be tied to heroes is that there are 4 customizable runner presets. And I'm just the names won't make sense to you, but it's SIG INT, HUMINT, FLD ENG, and Spec Op. Those, and supposedly they have different play styles. Can you tell me what those are?
I can kind of,
you're military.
Expand a little bit. Yeah. And those are especially the first two. So it's called HUMINT and SIGINT, right?
Right.
That's what you say in the military.
And FLD ENG?
Yeah. Field engineer.
There, it makes sense.
Yeah. So human is human intelligence, and that's usually where you're on the ground. So like human teams, we have in the army, human teams, they'll go out and they're going to gather information from other actual, like the local populace.
Gotcha.
That's your human team.
I'm talking to the right guy tonight for this. That's what you do, man. That's what you do. What are signets?
So SIGINT is signal intelligence, and they're the ones that are actually like usually capturing things from social media, phones, voice calls, texts, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You're more tech savvy.
That'd be like CIA type intelligence. Yeah.
Like in a sense, yeah. I mean, CIA has their own humans and SIGINTs.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to just expand on those.
What do you think field engineer is? Like a supplier?
Field engineer. So field engineer can be anything. Okay. So engineers in general in the military, they're either going to be your construction type engineers. Builders. So the ones that lay like bridges or build obstacles for protection, or dig ditches for anti-vehicle ditches, AVDs. They could also be the type that blow things up, make things go boom. So, explosives and stuff like that. So that's your basic.
And we know what special operations is.
Either side. Yeah, constructive or destructive.
Then you know what this reminds me of? Battlefield. You had the different classes in Battlefield.
True.
They all had their different. One was a healer, like a more of a medic. Then you had the supplier, which was called the engineer, which would build turrets, and they would build turrets, and they'd build cover. They'd build portable cover and stuff, which is really cool.
And they could repair vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I miss Battlefield sometimes. And Spec Ops was more like your action shooter. It was the one that would run in and run and gun and was slick and fast, Spec Ops moved in and out.
Is short for special operations.
Yeah, they just move in and out. It's done. They're quick. Yeah. Wow. They said it was different play styles like in the finals, and this change predated the game director switch, which we heard Chris Barrett was let go a year ago, and then Joe Ziegler moved in. And here's what they said about that. Well, they said this was all before the game director switch. So Joe Ziegler had nothing to do other than to take command and keep running with the project. The project was already in place. They said cosmetics are the only way to a free-to-play game, could make money fairly. And how do people expect customizable characters in extraction shooter where your appearance is defined by loot you wear? So making a pre-made base characters that could be visually customized is an okay decision. I'm reading this verbatim from what the post is. They are targeting only solo or trio experiences, which ties with this. You can choose your affiliation with different cores, like, you can help me with this, UESC? Does that sound familiar? UESC, Traxxas or MIDA, and we all know what MIDA is, and MIDA is considered a rebel group, probably for solo players serving as scavs from Tarkov or renegades from the Division's Dark Zone. There are customizable weapons, barrels, scopes, mags, and stocks. I'm already in, man. Market to buy and sell stuff. Seasonal progression similar to Destiny 2 artifact system and power level that is called BIOS points. It's now taking more of a hunt direction rather than Tarkov. He also says, meaning the focus is not on quadrillion types of items you can loot, but in objectives you can complete within one match. So like objectives, probably you have a mission, or you have it could even be a bounty that you have to complete to get whatever loot, which is kind of cool. Yeah. I like bounties. He says I was wrong in my last marathon report by saying that the map layout will change every time. There are normal big maps, but they are also testing a map that is controlled by glitched AI that randomizes some assets and theoretically makes its own layout change every time. Man, if they use AI, that's just going to be cool. They say no way it's being canceled. A lot of effort, budget, and creativity were put into this game. They are looking for feedback all the time with constant playtest and regular content creator playtest. This is the main project at Bungie. Gameplay reveal is around the corner. And if they're not ready to show it themselves, I'm pretty sure we'll see a controlled leak to get an overall impressions. Yeah. It is a game with a good self-esteem. It's not cloning or making a direct copy of any other games, especially the ones that flopped horribly. Concord. So that was a post that was just made in Reddit. This was, Oops Leaks on Reddit, if you want to check out his post. But, what do you think, man? We just talked about Marathon being totally canceled and they should cancel it. What do you, if these leaks are reliable, that's a big if. But there's a lot of detailed information in here, which I know my imagination can grow wild. Maybe his did too here, but what do you think, man, now that you hear this leak?
I think it's interesting. And you can also find that on Twitter too, at Oops Leaks.
Thank you. I'll put that, I'll send it. Can you send that link to me in the Discord? I will. I'll post it in the show notes for everyone if they want to look at it themselves. But,
yeah, for sure.
On your time, man. It's all right. You don't have to do it right now. But what do you think, man? What do you think about this now?
It's exciting, I guess. It's exciting, but I don't know, man. For me, I have to hold my breath. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make any. I don't want to sit there and get excited over something that's a leak.
That we don't even know. We don't even know if this is going to come to fruition. It may come out as a hero shooter. I'm hoping to God it's not a hero shooter. In the near future,
i.e. the next month or two, like they have to do something. Like Bungie in general has to do something within these next couple of weeks, because we've been down this road before. This is like definitely a very more rocky road.
Yeah.
But however, we've been down this road to where it's like Bungie's dead kind of thing. Like, what's going on? Nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're back, baby. And they surprise us with something that's exciting and gets us like amped up for it.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to happen pretty soon.
And Bungie is really good at promoting its shit, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still hear that music from that teaser trailer for Marathon. That music, I wanted to pipe that into my house and play it all day, man. It was just such a cool ass. I love Syntho stuff, so it just totally made sense for me. But here's the thing, man. I made this prediction probably 6 months ago. What comes up at the end of the year, Native? Might be the Game Awards, possibly? What better time? What better time?
Yeah.
Right around the holidays, or what, first of the year, I think it is? When are the Game Awards? Is it first of the year? Like, I think it's like January or something.
It looks like December is their
so December.
Yeah, December. So I see like 2021, December 9th and December 8th, 7th, 12th.
Yeah.
So yeah, right around
So that's when people are buying games. That's when people are buying consoles. That'd be the best time to promote this game.
Exactly. Because why? Christmas.
Yes. It's right before Christmas. And it's Game Awards. I mean, you're going to push all kinds of game sales right before Christmas. And, the parents are out there saying, what kind of game do you want to get it? What game do you want? Well, you just saw the Game Awards.
I mean,
what?
Huh?
Power World? What?
What?
Did you say Power World? That's all right. I'll let that one slide. You do have a podcast about it. Okay. I think I'll give you a pass on that.
All
but
right. That one's for you, Rodimus. I love you.
Oh man, I know I'm right. I'm with you, man. I'm not going to get all hyped over this, but man, if this is in fact true, this brings Battlefield vibes. And I'm not a big Tarkov player, so I'm so glad it's not going to go slow. Like Tarkov is just too slow for me, man. I could spend like an hour in a field area looking for bullets, certain kinds of bullets for a gun. I'm like, man, you just need to simplify this stuff, because that's like real life. I'm trying to escape real life. I don't want a job. I don't want to go looking through rusty cars to find, 9mm bullets for my Glock, come on. So if it goes more of a hunt showdown type game, then I might get excited about this, man. I don't know.
A hunt showdown looks cool.
It does.
And I'd never even heard about the game. So like, I mean, shout out to Spear. Spear is the one that he streams that.
Yep.
He streamed that a lot, and he's all about it. So I've never played it, but I have watched him stream it, and it does look pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a bit of strategy to it. It is a little bit slower, obviously, but it still has some uniqueness to it, some fun.
Think about this too, Native. You go to Bungie.net, and they must have so much invested in this game that they split Destiny and they split their whole website into 2 games, Marathon and Destiny. Now you have to choose when you go to Bungie.net to look up the TWAB. You gotta learn more about Destiny too. It doesn't say, here's Destiny. It says, no, you want to learn more about Destiny, click this button, and then it goes to the TWAB. Mm-hmm. So if they invested that much in right off the bat, they must really be backing this game up. And I just wish them the best, man. I really hope it turns out to be good, but I'll still die on my hill that the problem with live service games these days is that we're playing fewer and fewer games, and that it is really tough to break through and gather market share from existing games that have been around for a long time that have very loyal player bases. So I still think that was part of the reason Concord did so badly, amongst the other things as well that many have pointed out. But no, that was my topic. It was kind of a short and sweet topic this week, but I was just curious what your take was on it. So,
I like it, man. I like it. It's honestly, it's kind of hard for live stream games, right? Or like what you're saying, like, is to sit there and pull the interest. And it's not just pulling the interest. Yeah. Hey, here's our game, play it. No, like we want you months and months, and we have to figure out how we can keep you excited and And that's where battle passes had first came in with what, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fortnite, we've been playing that a little bit too.
Have you too?
No build Fortnite, pretty freaking fun.
It does interest me because I hate building.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's basically Warzone
Sweaty,
in cartoon form.
me, Sweaty, and Coderson actually took Sweaty's daughter, that's 5 years
Oh
old.
wow!
First place in
Nice.
regular
Like the groups.
quads or
Nice.
squads or something like that.
Yeah.
3 times in a row,
Oh my
bro.
God.
We
3
pulled the hat
times.
trick off.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah. It was
That's cool.
dope. It was fun.
I did
But yeah,
play. I
that-
did play back when Build was out, and I just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, bro. No, screw build.
No, I'll try no
Get
Build.
that stuff out of here.
It's free to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Jump on with us. But no, back to my point here is that these type of games, it's hard to sit there and, for one, sustain revenue, right? It's because it's not just like how we used to play back in the day, to where, like you were talking about, the Galagas and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, a game's out, there it is, it's released, buy it for the said price. We don't see any other money from you besides everybody buying it and
Right.
continuing to play it. But nowadays, it's like with streaming, with everything that has to be almost like instant gratification or something coming next. There's always an update, and always something new. That's the only way that you can do it. Except for, I feel like there's one game, or I mean, probably in that genre of games, there's quite a few, but like one that can continually make so much money and continue to put out a game every year that's not necessarily live service and make a ton of money. And that's the Maddens, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they rake in the cash, bro. Like,
Everybody
I
wants to
wanna
play
buy
football.
Madden. I want to play the new Madden game. And it's not a live service game.
No.
Here it is. There you go. New rosters.
You just
Boom.
buy a new character roster. Yeah. Yeah. I played
it's
Madden
wild.
forever, dude. I think it was,
Yeah,
it's been a while, but I love playing
Back
it.
into it.
I love playing seasons. And championship modes too. It was a lot of fun, man. But I had a thought. I mentioned this, Night Demon and I were talking about this last week. I'm curious what your take is on it. We're talking about, this new episode system that are standalone systems, right? For Bungie. And they're going to have 3 of them to the first part of 2025, which is probably when I'm guessing Marathon will be rolling out. The question I asked Night Demon, and I said, well, is the loot track for the Echoes the Echoes episode, will it stay intact, or is it going to totally reset when you play the next episode? Because I know the artifact's going to change, right? The artifact's got to change because it's a live service game. So I could see the artifact changing, but I wonder, we talked about this last week, and this would be really something Bungie could do to tie in and bring more players back to these episodes. And that is if they went, instead of 0 to 200 levels on episodes, instead of resetting and going back to 0, what if they just went for the next episode 300, 400, and then episode 3, 500, 600. If you play the full track all the way to level 600, it would make total sense that they just made it one giant 1 year long track for all the episodes and tie it all together. That way, there's no FOMO. You're still getting the gear and the like I got that badass, multicolored ship on the track I just finished, level 180. I'm almost at 200. And there's this badass ship that matches all this badass armor. This armor is so cool. All of my characters are adorned with it. It's just a bunch of prism, like real dark black armor with like prism flowing through it, like prisms of colors flowing through the sleeves and stuff. They did a really good job on that. So if episodes is in fact a standalone and it's supposedly so different than seasons, then it would make sense that if I take 6 months off and come back and play episode 1 in December or February, that I should be able to earn everything in the track as I'm playing the game as well. And
that would make sense.
So what's your call? Do you think they're going to reset it? Because I know they're going to have to reset the artifact. But what about the track, the reward track? I have a feeling they're going to reset it.
I have me too, man. Like, I have a feeling that it's going to be a reset type thing. And that's unfortunate because I like your idea of it just going continuous and be like, oh, I'm going to jump back in and wow, look at all this stuff I have to grind for. And I think that's the thing.
That's the impetus.
that lost a lot of Destiny players and playtime and all that good stuff was the lack of a purpose.
Right.
And like, so they brought back obviously like to where we have to level grind. This is the first time in a long time that they
2000
as far as your power, getting your power back up.
Mm-hmm.
Before, back in the day, right? Like where we had that power grind, where it was a new season, we had a new power grind, a new level cap.
Right.
That kept me engaged.
Yeah.
I was farming for pinnacles.
Yep.
I was farming for prime engrams. I was doing things that I didn't care about doing, right? Like Gambit, for example. Yep. No offense to my Gambit players out there. I love you guys. But like I was doing all that kind of stuff and it was great. Like it was great. It kept me engaged. It kept me online playing the game. Then they stopped that for a while and it was just normal. And then I got used to just like, oh, no more power grind. Okay, cool. And then they introduced it again and I was like, nah, whatever,
And
like,
they brought everybody up to 1900 anyway. They brought everybody up to 1900 at Final Shape anyway. So it's like,
yeah, bro, it's like, you have to, like for me, I think maybe it's like a thing of prestige type thinking, to where you have to have the newbies, the lobies, the blueberries to kind of beat up on and for them to learn and then grow and grow and grow and grow. Yeah. Like you have to have the bottom scale in order to have the high scale, in order to have that grind mentality, and I miss that. I miss that about games in general. Cause now I feel like in games in general, everything's just like thrown at you. Like it's free. Here you go. No more grinding anymore. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And I miss that about gaming back in the day because you had to work for your shit. And like nowadays, I feel like it's just kind of handed out like candy.
I'm a big fan, and I actually complained long ago that we need to have a reward track for doing anything in the game. Anything you want to do. If you want to go run bounties and get 500 XP every time you complete a patrol, then whatever you want to do, that track's going to continue to move up, right? Little by little, you'll have that line at the bottom of your screen and you'll see it get longer and longer until it finally resets and you'll know, okay, it's time to go get some loot. I just went up another level. And they've done that. But if they reset this episodic track on the next episode, then how is it any different than regular seasonal content? Other than the fact that there's 3 acts and they've elongated it's basically a season to 200 levels instead of 100. How's it any different? That's my point.
It's not. They're just mashing 2 seasons together with less content.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're doing 4 seasons into 3 acts. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping against hope that that I might be possibly right here, that they don't reset the track, but they're going to do it. They're going to do it anyway. But, hey man, good conversation.
We need to get you on the Bungie team. We need to have you on the Bungie team.
I have a great idea, but just for Bungie. Don't ask me about any other games, because I've been out of the loop so long, because I am so into Bungie now. I'm so into Destiny. That's just like, that's all I know is Destiny. Like tomorrow in the raid race, I'll know all the encounters and where the problems are, and I'll be able to point that out. But you talk about Black Ops 6. I'm like, dude, I have no clue what Call of Duty's been doing over the years. I haven't played it in ages.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If Bungie had reached out to you, like right now, and they called you up, and they said, hey, we'll give you $200,000 a year, but I want you to come in and help coach our guy, Carl, that's running the show right now.
Gambit? No. That Carl? Oh, no. The other Carl. Okay. Carl Jr. Got you.
All Carls. All Carls. Like, it's you and a team of Carls.
Okay. All right.
You taking it?
Hell yeah. I take it. I mean,
what's your first fix? What's the first thing you'd do?
The first thing I would do is here's the problem with Destiny. You have so many different personality types and so many different, you have probably 5 to 7 different kinds of Destiny players. They all want to get certain, it is a looter shooter game, but there's some people, even though it's a looter shooter game, don't care about the loot, like Kingsley. He says, I don't care about another gun. I want to explore things. I want to discover new worlds, or I want to open up a new story. That's Kingsley. He's the story guy. He wants to explore the game. He wants to make an exploration game, which is why I went with why not Frontiers be a planet that we crash on? And all of a sudden it's like Elden Ring now. It's all blacked out. And as we adventure out and discover more areas and fight bosses or whatever that appear on the way, your world suddenly gets bigger. It's like Heroes of Might and Magic. The more areas you play and run into or jog in with your horse, the more open your map is, and it's not clouds everywhere where you can't see anything. That would be such a good twist for the Destiny game. But I don't know if they're going to do it. But thanks, man. This was a good conversation. I just love just sitting back and bullshitting and just talking Destiny and gaming and stuff. So thanks for indulging me, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, let's pick some music. All right. So that means Elmer Fudd Games. Play that intro music.
Oh, listen to the Guardian Downcast. Oh, it's a playlist. Yes. Ooh. And I've heard they've like won awards for it and such.
All right, boys and girls, this is the segment where we pick our songs for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist. It's a little sample of what myself and my guest Native Raider here listen to, and we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify. It's now on Apple Music as well. All the links will be down in the show description, down below in your description of the show. We now have 1,213 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests. The songs we've picked since our show back in July of 2019. So it's kind of a time capsule. I'll go with you first, Native Raider. What are you picking first? What are you picking as a song tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to pick. So I've been on the Deep House vibe lately. Like, it's nice to just game to. Been growing my playlist. And this one is pretty good, man. I like it, honestly. Like, I found it actually recently, maybe a couple weeks ago. But it's called Electric High by Laverne. Or Laverne.
Okay.
Laverne? I think Laverne.
This is like you said, deep house. It's like house music, like EDM.
So it's not like so.
It's not like club music.
So like that techno type vibe. Like, you know how it's like really like do.
It's like it's like
this is more chill. Oh, it's more like that, like lounge.
It's like lo-fi.
It's like in the mix between lo-fi and
club
like techno.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
like it's something that
kind of a medium beat.
Funny story here. I was playing my playlist, right? And my wife, my son, they've heard my, recent, affection for this kind of like music, right?
Yeah.
Cause I switch up music, bro. Like every couple months.
I'm the same way, man.
All right, now I'm into this. Now I'm into this. Now I'm into that. Now I'm into that. And like, I just build my playlist, and I love music of all genres. Oh, yeah. But, I was playing this, and, my son, and if you have to cut it, you can, but,
no. Rolling with this.
My son was like, "Oh, so this is like that white girl coffee house music."
Oh my God.
I was like,
is there such a thing? White house coffee music, or white girl coffee music, coffee house music. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, it's my vibe, but it's nice, man. Especially to game to, bro. Like to sit there and chill in game to. I love it. And it just kind of chills you out, especially after a long, hard day at work or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not something that you're going to be like necessarily like singing to or something like that, but it's something that just like background music, that just, it's a vibe, man. I like it. But yeah, Electric High by Laverne.
I'll have to listen to it tonight. You sent the link in our channel, so I'll definitely listen to it tonight.
I will send it. I use Apple Music.
I converted it. I converted it. I already looked it up. I looked it up and I put the Spotify link in the thing. But yeah, I got an app that actually syncs my Spotify and my Apple Music playlist together with one push of a button. It's called Song Shift.
Song Shift. Okay.
So, you know who turned me on to that? RNG Gator. He's the one that said, "Why are you having to manually do it?" I said, "Hit Song Shift. It'll actually grab all your playlists. And it'll sync them together if you have, multiple playlists that share the same music. Like it's we have.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. Now, they have a free version and a paid version. I think I pay, I don't know, like $10 a year or something for it. It's worth it. And if you pay the $10 a year, it's just like a lot faster versus it's a lot slower on the free to play. Cool, man. Good deal. We'll definitely hear that. Well, the song I chose tonight, I actually sung poorly on the Blueberry Lounge. On the Singing Blueberry segment. It is actually the most popular song from the Donnie Darko soundtrack. I don't know if you remember that movie. But this is an alternate version. It has a little more of a kick drum in it, a little bit more drum and snare in it. It's from 2002 from Michael Andrews, but it features Gary Jules, which is that's the guy I was trying to imitate, but I was a few octaves too low, I think, when I sung it. But my higher range singing voice would have been very ugly. But if you remember, it was also the theme song for the teaser trailer of Gears of War 5. I don't know if you remember that teaser trailer, but that's the actual song that was used in the trailer. I didn't play the game. It's funny. I didn't play the game. I'm not a Gears guy because I'm not an Xboxer, but I still remember that damn trailer when I saw it at the, I probably saw it at, E3 when E3 was still up and doing stuff. Yeah. So that's my song. It's, I didn't even mention it, did I? The song is, Mad World, and it's, Gary Jules and Michael Andrews is the one on this track. So it's an alternate version, but it's not much alternate. So there you go. Well, thanks, man.
That was an awesome story.
Dude, Native, thank you very much for being on the show tonight. I had a good time. This is a nice hang. Please tell everyone where they can find you, your podcast, your community. Lay it all out there, man. Where can we find you?
Yes, sir. So Native Raider, N8iV, space R8R, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also find me, obviously, on the Blueberry Lounge with my boy Sweaty Spooks and my good battle buddy there, Coderson, where we...
I like Coderson. He's a good guy.
We kind of just talk shit and sing and talk gaming and drink probably too much that we should. Our livers are mad at us. But you can also find me on Pal World Podcast. That's there with Arlen Ranger. And we talk about Pal World. We do that thing. Yeah, that's where you can find me. That's the places. You can also find me here in GDC, Guardian Downcast. Hit me up. Feel free to DM me. I'll reply to every DM.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy in Discord. Yeah. He talks to everybody.
And I love you, Monkey. I still love you. I'm sorry.
Thanks again, brother. Thanks again for being on tonight. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, some announcements before we go today. I want to give our member shout out of the week. Shout out to our Discord community member of the week, and it is Commando. He's been a member for many, many years. He's part of our moderation team as well. But what I wanted to mention is he lost his little girl to cancer a long time ago, and he's really been behind the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which is the month of September. And I just want to read out what he said here. He said, in recent years, Guardians in the Tower have donned bright golden shaders for September during Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, symbolizing how precious these kids are and the resiliency of families facing this uphill fight. Through this show of unity and support, Guardians across the universe light the way forward towards hope and a brighter days for so many families and kids, shining brightly in the face of this struggle. This is very personal to our family. We lost our youngest, my baby girl, Dylan, to diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. The acronym is DIPG, a malignant brain tumor that's terminal upon diagnosis. She was 7 years old. Man, I'm so sorry, man. My wife and I are starting a foundation in her memory so we can honor her by driving initiatives to increase much needed research in this space. Remember, families and kids with cancer can't fight it alone. Support, donate, advocate. Let's show them we're with them as only Guardians can. Go gold in September. And post your golden Guardians for all to see. We'll have a channel in our Discord where everyone can post their go gold for September. I'll make that available next week. But, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So thank you, Commando, and for that reason, many more reasons, you're our member of the week. Well, I hope you enjoyed the conversation with the guys from Two Titans and a Hunter last week. That was Parody, Respawn, and Night Demon, and we really had some good feedback in our feedback channel of the Discord. We also had some great feedback from our last roundtable episode with my guests PP Pipe and Mohawk Angel. If you have some feedback for our show, you can go to guardiandowncast.com and send us a voicemail. Just hit that send us voicemail button. Or you can go to our Discord. It's discord.gg/guardiandowncast. And go to our show feedback channel. Let us know what you think of the show, the topics we talked about. And we'll Well, that's a wrap. Another episode in our collection. For our new listeners out there, we have 267 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over our community. And if you like what you hear, can you do me a favor? Tell a friend about us. Everything's at guardiandowncast.com. Check back next week as we'll have another brand new guest of the community on the show, and we'll continue to talk about the new Act 3 episode. Special thanks to my fellow podcaster, Native Raider. And like I said, that's spelled N8, the number 8, iVR8R. You can contact me via Twitter X at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's 2 D's and GATR. You can find me on Steam, PS5. I have the YouTube channel as well. I create shorts, how-to videos, even speak my mind sometimes. So check that out. The podcast also is piped there as well. If you want to listen to an audio podcast on YouTube, it's there to listen to as well. I have a second podcast called the Destiny Help Desk that's more of a singular topic in the Destiny verse that we talk about, and kind of with a teaching mentality. I usually bring a guest on the show, someone from our community, to help me explain things. So check that out as well. Whatever you're listening to on this podcast, just look for Destiny Help Desk and you can listen to it there as well. Remember, as you're playing Final Shape, Episode 1 Echoes, take breaks, get outside, and touch some grass. Admiral Nips. Hey, everyone. Remember, we're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, and your destiny. And be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse.
The weight of the world was on your shoulders, and still you triumphed. Marvelous.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian. We used to go to my wife's grandmother's house up in Indianapolis every summer. She would we were a poor married couple. Actually, when we first went up there, we were girlfriend, boyfriend. And, she would pay for our airfare. Sometimes we drive up with whatever beater I had driving at the time. We would drive through the mountains and stuff and enjoy the drive up to Indianapolis, through Georgia and Atlanta and stuff from Florida. But then it came to the point where she would just fly us up and she had this 1976 Nova 4-door, sky blue, which I hate that color, mint condition. It had like 60,000 miles on it. It's 1978, 76, 78. Had a 305 V8 that actually hauled ass. If you laid on it, it hauled ass. No air conditioning because it's a northern car, but had those little air vents that you could pull on the side, and then had the little corner vents you could flip in that most pickup trucks have. And I remember, there was one summer we went up there and actually saw 100 degrees on the billboard. And I'm like, there's no way it's 100 degrees because it's very dry heat up north. But anyway, my story, we went to a mall that had a karaoke, one of those karaoke joints where you could go in and actually record your track on a cassette tape. That's how old this is. It was like $90. It was not cheap. Back then, $90 is a lot of money. And I had some extra disposable money I brought with me that I could use for whatever I wanted. And, my wife was like, no, don't do this, babe. Don't do this. I said, no, I got a good singing voice. I can sing in tune. I'm come from band. I was in high school band and I played some music in college a little bit too. I know how to read music. I'm good. I got this. I go in the studio and they put a little curtain and, they give you, it's like a little studio, it's a soundproof room. And you got the mic and stuff you're talking to and stuff. What they don't tell you is they're piping your karaoke live to the whole fucking mall. My stupid voice, which I was in tune, kinda, but I was singing a Lionel Richie song called Penny Lover.
Oh.
And in fact, what I said at the beginning of the recording, cause you can say something before they tell you go. And I said, this is for my wife or my girlfriend who doesn't think we're having any fun or thinks I shouldn't do this or something. And then I counted myself off and sang Penny Lover by Lionel Richie. And I listened to the tape back and I said, honey, why did you make me do that? Why the hell did you make me do that? That was so embarrassing.
If you did that today, you would have been probably viral on TikTok.
Old man ruins it. Old man ruins song. Oh my God.
You should
dude.
redo it for your anniversary.
I might. Yeah,
cool.
You know what? That'd be something good to do on my
nice idea.
my 40th or something. Try to do an impression. Why not? I haven't drank, but who cares? They will try to kill you. Kill them back.